emerges from beneath the sand. Days can take miracles seem so far away. Across this universe, she lives another day. I know the reason she's here. I know the reason she's so far away. I know the reason she's here. I know the reason she's so far away.
Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R6 ANZ. My name is the Russian Cthulhu, and today I'm joined by the one and only, obviously, Sky. Sky, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. We've got two pretty awesome matches lined up for tonight. It should be good.
Oh yeah, definitely. And our very first game today will be Mindfreak versus Tahoot, as we will be playing out on first map being Oregon, as we will be switching over to the game screen right now. Now, with the picks are quite interesting for Mindfreak and Tahoot. Would you be able to read them up for us, Sky?
Yeah, of course. For Tahoot, we've got a Jackal, Thatcher, Hibana, Ash, and Ying. And for Mindfreak, we've got a Legion, Smoke, Mute, Mirror, and Jaeger. What's also interesting to point out is the fact that Mindfreak are actually playing with Pun and Dizzle, Dizzle being their coach, and Pun obviously he used to play for them, but he is now a sub.
Indeed, he is. He is currently a sub for Mindfreak, as he got switched up by
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I believe Kings. No, not Kings. Rizraz. Right, that was the one. And with Mindfreak so far now going on a pretty standard pick of the defense for the laundry. What do you think we're gonna see? Is it going to be just the pretty much default hold with their pick of a mute as well, or are we going to see something unusual from Mindfreak, as they do like to be ever so slightly experimental?
I think we're just gonna see the standard Mindfreak. For Mindfreak, they're gonna probably roam upstairs, but other than that, I feel it's gonna be pretty standard. We see Risen Kings here on the Jaeger and obviously Legion combo. I'm really interested to see if they're gonna keep up their momentum from the Invitationals, where they performed phenomenally at. But obviously, being that they're probably very tired at the moment, and they also have technically two subs, it'll be interesting to see how this goes for them.
Interesting, that will be indeed. Now, for the map picks, we do see Oregon, Chalet, and Cafe. Oregon being the map pick for Team Tahoot, actually, and Chalet being the pick of Mindfreak. Now, I'm kind of confused, as Oregon is kind of a map that Mindfreak has been playing a fair bit, but I haven't really witnessed too many of the games from Team Tahoot, so maybe they have a ace up their sleeve, but that we'll find out fairly soon, as we are seeing Flossie get the first kill on Kings, who is probably still jet lagged from their flight from Montreal.
Yeah, really nice shot there from Flossie, as he's now making his way from showers upstairs. Rizraz on the roam at the moment. Ooh, he peeks, looks away at just the wrong time. He's getting droned out and full-on rushed. Gets two beautiful kills onto Copper, and obviously Fisho, who's still being pushed by two. He should get taken down in just a little bit. How much more can he do? Tags up Buck. He's going to run out of ammo, however, and he's now resorted to the pistol. He's chucking down Legions, and he's just going to be trying to stay alive for as long as humanly possible here.
Yeah, and ooh, the Kobe from Flossie as well on 1 HP manages to take down the Legion, making it a 3-3, and Tahoot actually showing a fairly equal amount of skill at this very moment, with Mindfreak either being a bit oh my goodness, Flossie, why? And
hit the no scopes.
Hit the no scopes, just about to tap his teammate as well, being Shifty. And yeah, minute 10 on the clock. Dizzle will be the next person to try to respond to the aggression, and will be tagging up what I believe was Unit Doggy, but just not be able to hit those shots just yet.
Yeah, the shots were a little bit delayed from Dizzle, and he's going to make the smarter decision to back up. We do have actually Aces upstairs. This is really interesting. We'll see how much damage he's going to be able to do from this. At least I believe that's upstairs, and yes, it is. Has he been there the whole time, or did he manage to sneak up? 40 seconds on the clock here for Tahoot, and not too much is happening for them now. It finally is, and Aces might catch one off guard here.
Oh yeah, Aces got a very nice position, and I don't think Tahoot do really know that there is a roamer upstairs, so Aces will have at the very least the element of surprise if he's not going to run into that Claymore. Now a two-man hold from Supply Closet. Oh, there we go. There's the first kill from Aces from below, actually. A very interesting angle as well. Although he does see the Thatcher, but won't be able to hit that shot. There's a C4 as well from Pun. Now all up to Shifi to try to clutch this up, but Dizzle will be just shutting him down straight away after Shifi will trade out Pun. And that is round number 1 going into the hands of Mindfreak.
Yeah, nice stuff from them after the Buck originally got the 1 kill advantage for them, but they do come back in the end and manage to just sort of, I guess, equalize, and especially with Aces up there, who I personally didn't see. I want to say he rotated up late or something like that, but he just did phenomenal on that. He only got 1 of the 3, but he would have put so much like unawareness. No,
Pressure.
I don't know the word, but he would have really got into their heads.
Oh yeah.
And made them think twice.
Yeah, and it did look like Shifi was kind of forced to start running in, as he did know that since Aces is upstairs, he will be playing from up top of the staircase. So that would have been quite a fatal decision for Shifi to try to hang back on those stairs. But nonetheless, yeah, that did not end up working out pretty well. And interestingly enough, Fisher guy. I did initially think that he would just keep that wall open, but yeah, this does look like a pretty default setup for now. And instead of a mute, we will be seeing just a switch to bandit, which is just yet another alternative to denying those breaches.
Yeah, that's obviously the case here. Unit Dog is not blowing this impact quite yet. He's waiting for the prep phase timer to run out so that drones can't hear the rotate being made. We also see Dizzle on the Blitz, who recently received a buff. Obviously it's not effective in the actual game yet, it's only in the TTS, but Blitz is certainly something else now. King's making the entry in here, Dizzle not too far behind him, and they're looking to just run in here and really clear these roamers out. Pushing upstairs, I don't think there are any roamers upstairs for Tahoot at the minute, but with that impact hole, that's certainly a possibility.
I would imagine, yeah, that there would be a long angle at the very least held within the watchtower, as I do believe we have 2 roamers up on the stairs ready to go. But yeah, Dizzle does look mighty confident in his pushes, as he is actually going in solo as well, with Aces droning right in front of him, making sure that all of those cheeky angles are covered and sorted out. And that's the first goo mine that will be rolling in, giving out the position of the Legion.
Yes, certainly we see 2 defenders in rear stage at the minute. I want to say that's Legion on the stairs trying to get an angle onto Dizzle. Ooh, tags him up a little bit actually. Nice shot from him. But the roam clear has been so efficient from Mindfreak at the moment. Sure, there are roamers, but they've sort of blocked them off, and there's not much that they can do if they do hold that rear meeting stage, and obviously Addict, as they can rotate up. Ace is starting to chuck his utility down here, and it looks like no time will be wasted by Mindfreak. Nice C4 from Fisho onto Dizzle, and Aces will drop for the plant.
Yeah, there's the Mindfreak drop by Aces, but that Fisher guy will be already on the case and shutting him down. We are seeing a really nice and orangey scope from Rizraz as well, and Pun will be going for that plant, with Kings already hurrying his ass over to the double doors. Copper in Black will be taking down Pun, as well as shutting down Rizraz, all up to Kings down to try to do an ace clutch and prevent the defuse. There's the attempt to prevent that, but Shifi will be already on the case and taking out Kings. Now Tahoot will be taking their first round as well into their hands, and it will be a 1-to-1 draw for now with the scores.
Yeah, nice stuff from them. Kings had the angle on him, but it was just sort of a tight enough angle to where he really had to take the time to aim in and make sure that he hit his shot, and because he took a little bit more time, it gave time for the defenders to rush up the stairs and kill him.
Yeah, and it does think to me, that maybe it would have been much more interesting, to say the very least, if Dizzle would have dropped with Ying, if he wouldn't have died early on. But yeah, we are having a look at the scores, and so far from Tahid, only Unidog is sitting on the sweet pastry, while the rest of the team have 2 kills each, which is quite interesting as well and funny. And yeah.
Very even scoreline there for Tahoot. We see upstairs being defended now by Mindfreak, because that's obviously where they are more or less forced to go. Nobody really wants to go rear stage. Kitchen is doable, but certainly a team like Mindfreak is going to prefer upstairs.
I mean, Mindfreak did pull a kitchen hold once, and well, actually no, twice, and both of the times that was, I believe, was a fail. And I do think that this might have just blown out one of Ace's cameras. No, wait, never mind. That was the default camera that was blown out as well. Rip. Nonetheless,
yeah, that's certainly unfortunate.
Yes. Now with Action Phase, a pretty much same pick for Tahoot, a pick of Ying, Buck, Hibana, Thatcher, and Jackal. What do you think could be happening? Just pretty much a game of holds, or Tahoot might surprise us?
I don't know, looks pretty standard to me. They're just going to be draining things out. The Jackal's obviously there to clear roamers, that's what Jackal does. But it's not looking really what we saw from Mindfreak with that Blitz and the Ash pushing together just to aggro, clear absolutely everything in the minimal amount of time. That's not what we're seeing here from Tahoot whatsoever. They're going to be breaching in here from rear stage, no, not rear stage, Big Tower. Considering they only have a Hibana, using 2 there, if you're pushed, they really need to be relying on this. If your push fails from there, then you've got 1 Hibana charge left, which is enough to make a crawl hole, but you're like in a lot of trouble if you crawl through. Like, you're already in a bad enough situation if you're crawling. And Mindfreak are going to see it coming.
Yeah, Mindfreak are definitely going to be seeing that coming up, and it does look like Kings is already prepped and good to go to defend at the very least the exit from the dining area, whereas the rest of the Mindfreak roster will be hanging at the at and close by the objective. Kings just about to hit, does find Buck, very nicely done, good flank as well. Will try to contest with Hibana, but Copper and Black will be able, Copper and Back will be able to trade him out straight away. Oh, the pre-fire as well nearly connects with the shots on Aces. What a shot from Unidoggy. And with 1 minute and 9 seconds, now Tahoot are on even terms. Never mind, make it. Actually, no. They got back on even terms with 3-3 now as Rizraz takes out Fisho, but the Unidoggy trades out Rizraz straight away with that headshot. Now Hibana, Thatcher, and Jackal left for the attack. Still 3 viable operators. For Mindfreak, Mute, very tagged up Valkyrie, and Mira. So both sides could go either way, to be honest. But with time ticking, it seems that Tahoot are not entirely sure which way to go yet.
Yeah, they still seem to be a little bit unsure. I'd say it's about even at the moment in terms of like who's going to win, just because... Oh, nope, not anymore after a nice kill from Copper onto Aces. Dizzle's going to look for the trade here. Shots being exchanged. Nothing is going to find, though. Pun's got to do a lot of work here. Here's the sub for the team. He's got to make it work. 15 seconds on the clock. This is where everything's going to happen. Nice kill from Copper onto Pun. Dizzle exchanging shots here. Oh, it's a bit of potato from both of these players here. And Dizzle will get taken down by Sheafy.
A very odd push by Tahoot, but I guess that's what scores the win for them. As I do believe that Mindfreak were caught slightly off guard by that push, and that distraction on the kids' windows was just what Tahoot needed to go into the lead. But a win on attack, that's pretty good for Tahoot to take a slight lead over Mindfreak, as so far we were seeing rather standard just defense win rounds from both teams.
Yeah, certainly. Not only a win on attack, but a win against Mindfreak on attack. On alternating Mindfreak were defending, but they're attacking against it. That's something to be pretty proud of, even though obviously, as I stated lots of times, it's not their full main core lineup, but I still would have had my money on Mindfreak from the start here. We'll see if they're going to recover here if Tahoot managed to find this third round for them, fourth for the game. That's when it starts to look a little bit scary for Mindfreak.
Definitely. Now let's just hope that we're not going to witness the same athletic throw that we seen yesterday with their game, I believe versus SYF on their first map, and with Action Phase coming out, Mindfreak bringing in the Glass Ying combo, and Dizzle is back on the track with the white vans and a blitz, just shining through with all those flashbangs and just about to be ready. I think Dizzle is still thinking that he might be on TTS with how obnoxious the new blitz is, but at the same time, maybe that could work. Maybe they could catch Tahoot off guard, but that we will find out pretty soon.
Maybe. Blitz was always good, but now it's just even better.
Oh yeah.
And didn't really need to be any better, but that's a different topic. So yeah, Mindfreak have seemed to come back from the Invitationals, and they've been transferred to Brazilians. They're from Latam at the moment. These guys are just running everything. They've got the Glaz, the Blitzes. Obviously, we know Brazilian teams love to run their Blitz, especially Julio, who's an absolute god at him.
Oh yeah, that was a phenomenal thing to witness during the Invitational. And Dizzle does seem to be trying to just repeat the same success as he witnessed, as Aces unfortunately misses one of his Candela charges and decides to just maybe try to go for that Kobe once again. As another one, and he misses that one, but finally the third one comes in. Kings meanwhile picks up a kill on Flossie, taking out a Bandit. And the smokes will be coming out as well, with Rizraz nicely done with a spray down. Picks up a kill on Unidog and Fisher guy, but Shifi will be taking out Pun. The Copper in back picks up a Dizzle. And, ooh, the run out's very ballsy from Shifi, but just not enough to scare Rizraz. Now leaving all up to Copper in back to try to clutch this up on Ella.
Yeah, Copper's got to do some amazing work here, let alone against 3 of the best players in APAC. This is not going to be an easy task for him whatsoever, and he's got not much time at all. Taking pre-fires from the windows. Ooh, he's actually going to manage to get the kill there, or at least the down onto Kings, and now he's decided, you know what, I won't go for that kill, I won't be greedy, I'm just going to go for the win here. Gets taken down by Rizraz on Glaz, and that will be Mindfreak equalising the scoreline to 2-2.
Indeed, and that was a bit of a fluke, Meister, from Copper in back, but nonetheless still a solid effort. Now, 2-2, Mindfreak will now won this one, the attack for the Dorms as well, and it does now kind of show, I guess, that both teams are not too keen, let's say, or not too comfortable with defending the Dorms just yet, but the Laundry defense is just on point.
Yeah, Laundry being picked up here by Mindfreak, because obviously they can go there again. They won it the first time. From a really nice play upstairs by, who was it? That would have been Aces on the smoke. Yeah, doing some amazing work.
Oh yeah, Aces did a phenomenal amount of work, and now he will be playing as a Vigil. Now, with Tahoot now, they switch up a bit. Now, Copper will be going as Blackbeard, and they still opting to go with just Hibana for this push, which is I wouldn't call it an oddity, but at the same time, I would personally bring something like a Thermite, rather, to have that extra breaching potential, but I'm unfortunately still gold, so maybe I'm just not that on the verge of, on the edge of all the strats.
Yeah, maybe. I can see the use for a Thermite in a few cases, pushing below, but generally speaking, you really, Hibana should be good for you most of the time, especially when you want to be able to bring that extra operator with obviously even more utility. But yeah, we will see the push here being started with Copper, starting to make his way into small tower here. Chiefy's going to be droning for him. And we have a very similar roam game upstairs from, I want to say, Riz and Aces, or Kings as well, possibly.
Yeah, it could be Kings as well. And I do think that Tahoot might know, might have a hunch that there might be something happening upstairs, but it looks like Flossie and Copper will be going in for their clear out, as well as Fisho guy, and Copper picks up a kill on Rizraz, who was playing on that Legion, taking him out fairly early through the game with just a minute passed into the round. But they don't know there's one more defender upstairs. Unidog gets a kill on Kings as well. And that's actually, that rids of all the roamers. So now the rest of the Mindfreak roster will be now hanging around the objective area.
Certainly, the roam game hasn't been too great from Mindfreak. Last time they defended this site, I would say for the most part I wasn't a fan of their roam game. Rizraz got 2 kills, but it was more of a spray down sort of lucky thing. It sure requires skill, but it wasn't. You can't really rely on that 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But other than that, these roamers are really just getting wiped out.
Yeah, that was not the way that Mindfreak would have really played out, as it did seem to me that maybe there was a slightly bigger plan, or maybe they just weren't able to fall back in the right time. But nonetheless, with that in mind, the Tahoot push will be commencing as Flossie picks up a kill on Dizzle, taking out Mira. And Aces will be now coming out and sitting behind that mirror window, overlooking into the laundry now, who will be the first person to pick up the pace, and he gets the peek on the Copper and back straight away, taking out that Blackbeard. 4 more to go. 2v4 doable for Mindfreak, but at the same time it will be quite a thorough challenge.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Certainly, I'd like to see Pun move around and get ready with that C4 because it's going to be needed in just a little bit. Ace is taking shots. He's going to push out again. I think that, yep, smoke, no, yep, the smoke does go down there as well as Ying's. Ace is in a position here to deny this plan. He's dodging the Yings, pushes up, gets taken down by Unit. It's all going to be up to Pun here. He's making his way back into sight. This is not winnable, in my opinion.
It doesn't look good for him, but he does pick up a headshot on the official guy. Gets himself tagged up in an engagement with Hibana, played by Shifi, and it's quite a dire situation. Sees Shifi's legs, but he doesn't know where Hibana's at. Picks up another kill onto Jackal. 2v1 situation, and only half a timer gone, but never mind. Fisher will be finishing him off by holding a very tight angle into the rotation hole. Nicely played by Tahood, but at the same time it nearly got out of hand.
Yeah, nice step from them. Pun almost brought that back. Imagine if he had hit his shots at the guy up at Hatch, jumped over and just pre-fired the Hibana as he knew where she was, and he might have been able to get the defuse there, but nevertheless that round will be won by Tahoot. Really good performance from them. I certainly expected Mindfreak to be doing a little bit more, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, definitely it's not the case. Now Tahoot so far leading, well, yeah, leading with the score 3-2. 2 more rounds for them to win this, and for Mindfreak just 3 more rounds, or either to win or to take this to overtime. Now, so far, not that much of a roster change from either of them, of the teams, and Dizzle is continuing his meme odyssey with the Blitz. What do you think? What do you think could be done with Blitz? As he can provide quite some substantial pressuring support from the other flank. So could we see the flanking Blitz, or do you reckon it's just going to be a full frontal assault by Mindfreak?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. We'll have to obviously find out with Dizzle here. Obviously, Blitz is commonly referred to as a meme pick at the moment, but it's getting pretty scary, and I doubt that'll be the case for long as with these new changes, it's just going to get picked even more and more, and teams are really going to have to try and devise ways to try and deal with it. King's pushing in so fast this time, he doesn't even need Ash, he'll take Thatcher or any operator for that matter. Dizzle waiting on the drones upstairs to give him the all clear as he's now making his way in.
Oh, Kings just spots, I believe that was Fisher guy who just manages to slip away, but Dizzle will be already potentially going for that rushing in. Yep, he's running in, he's going for it, but runs into a Guman and is forced to now fall back to take it out, to finally pull it out. Now we do also see a roam from Unidoggy in the meeting hall, at the end of meeting hall, and those pre-fires, if they would have actually landed, that would have been quite a nice advantage for Tahood at this moment. But a double pick from Mindfreak will be securing the kill on Unidoggy, but there's one more roamer who has decided to now fall back. This will be potentially the person to drop and go for the assault, as his smoke grenades will be popping out to maybe even bait out the C4.
Yeah, possibly. Again, they do have a decent chunk of smokes in Blitz, Glaz and Ying, so I'm certainly not wasting them. The Ying charge is going to go down. This is going to screw Dizzle up. I'm sure that not too many Blitz have been sensationally being flashed himself. Copper with a nice kill under Kings. Nice C4 from Fisho onto Aces. Dizzle is going to push through and actually manage to get a kill though. Spots out the mirror, is going to flash and take him down. Nice kill from Pun as well. It's all up to Copper, but he cannot finish it, and Rizraz will take him down.
Nicely done by Mindfreak, although that did look a bit wonky with the initial double kill from Tahood, but I guess they push from Dizzle worked.
Yeah, Dizzle. I just found it pretty funny how Blitz was getting flashed. There. Normally it's Blitz flashing other people, but it's funny to just see him getting absolutely abused by flashbangs.
Yeah, that was quite funny as well. Now, laundry supply room from Mindfreak once again, and I'm curious. Well, yeah, I'm curious how this will go because Tahuda is now switching up just a bit.
Defenders, protect your
And,
bombs from being defused by attackers.
A pick of Capital for Copper and back, and still opting for a singular reinforcements breacher.
And again, as I said before, I don't really blame them for just bringing Habana. Unless you want to try to do something a little bit out there, you don't really need a thermite. Maybe if you want to breach construction, you do bring a thermite, obviously, or maybe if you want to breach something upstairs. On this site, though, generally you're pretty safe with the Habana. It's good to see that we will have two smokes pretty much, and Ying, and obviously,
10 seconds to go.
well, actually more than that. You could say 6 smokes because we got Ying,
5
Jackal,
seconds left
and
before insertion.
Capital. So, and it looks like they're trying to take inspiration from Mindfreak here,
Attackers are moving out
and try to do something similar to what they've done.
Definitely. Now, Fisher Guy is just about to catch one of the Mindfreak players off guard, but I believe that was one of the Romas being aces, and he will be able to slip away by just a millimeter. Rizraz will be now going up. Will be now playing as an Echo. This time to deny those plants, and yeah, it will be. Tahood will be going ahead and trying to secure those floors as quickly as possible. Now, making his way over, and that is the second floor fully cleared out, but Flossie still thinks that there might be some sort of a trap in the attic.
Don't really blame him. We do have people in the meeting hall, no, maybe not, I was completely wrong. So I think everyone's on site then, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, interesting play from Mindfreak, trying to switch it up a little bit. Maybe they expected the fast play, so they're trying to have more people on site to obviously deny when an absolute flurry of smokes and yings and flashes and all that stuff that no one likes gets thrown out.
Rizraz will be seeing picking up a kill on Fisher Guy, taking out the Ying, and this early into the round, that is not a good sign for Tahood, as Ying's utility is quite substantial for this push into the laundry, but that is quite unfortunate for them. But that is not just the end of the round. Minute and 6 seconds on the clock, and Dizzle will be holding quite an unusual angle. He will get droned out by both of the drones, I believe, and I don't think he was actually spotted. I don't think he was spotted, so this will be an exactly perfect moment for him to get the C4 kill, but Flossie, meanwhile, will be dunking on the Kings, taking him out of the game and evening it out to 4-4. Now, Dizzle's very reckless decision will be costing him his life as well, letting Unidoggy take him out, and Fisho will be, no, Shifi, pardon me, will be going for the plant, tries to stick it, but will be forced to fall back after that perfect smoke throw, as Rizraz picks up a kill on Copper and back. Rizraz gets tagged up pretty heavily, but manages to take out Unidoggy as well. 2v3 situation with one of the operators from Tahood heavily tagged. Shifi will be trying to roll in and go for the plant behind the laundry machine. 8 seconds on the clock. Flossie tries to make it work, but unfortunately it's not looking good for him. 3 seconds on the clock. He will be trying to drop down, but the KD will be saved and Mindfreak will be securing this round. Now going towards the match point.
Yeah, nice stuff from Mindfreak. They now obviously moved themselves on to match point there. It looked pretty good for Tahoot, but they just couldn't close it out in the end. Simply, Dizzle was in such a good spot, even though he didn't do much for it. He had the potential to. And then from there on out, it was really just gunfights that were being won. Really nice smoke and grenades, time being wasted by Tahoot. So yeah, nice round from Mindfreak.
Yeah, very nicely played out. Yeah, that the holds by Mindfreak were kind of you've seen some of the moves are quite reckless and unexplained, but at the same time,
Attackers need to locate
I guess
and
the
defuse bomb.
core idea of how to hold it was definitely there and did secure Mindfreak that W. Now on match point, do you reckon Mindfreak will be able to just force it out into the second map, or we will be seeing a comeback from Tahood and going into overtime?
Obviously, it's been pretty back and forth this matchup, but I do have a feeling that it will be closed out here by Mindfreak, and then we'll be moving on to the next map. But obviously, time will tell it. I don't know, it just depends how efficient their roam clear is. Again, we both know that
10 seconds to
their roam clearing has been so fast in the past few rounds. They just run on in.
5 seconds
But obviously, the risk to that is, sure, they're droning, but it's not as thoroughly droning before they enter. So there is a risk that someone might be hiding in a spot.
I'm liking this. Positioning by Copper. I don't think that Aces has spotted yet. He does spot him, and now Copper needs to fall back as quickly as possible because that watchtower will get swarmed very quickly.
Certainly, we see Rizraz here at the window, going to take out the cam. He's in a bit of a risky position. This has also made his way in to be in a gunfight. Pushed up, cam's already been taken down there. And,
Dizzle is already.
for the most part, we see Tahoot pushed back their roam a little bit. However, they're obviously still present out of the bomb site.
Yep. Now Shifi will be picking up the first kill of the round on Kings, taking out the Ash Rush, or the Ash main of Mindfreak, and that is, I would imagine that as a fairly substantial pick, but not exactly that great utility-wise. But meanwhile, Flossie actually takes out Dizzle as well, one of the shield ops. The Rusher is down, and Pun will be going down as well. Ibana is in the minus now. 2, leaving all up to Aces and Rizraz to clutch this up. Aces picks up the first kill for Mindfreak on Unit Doggy. Now all up to the core Mindfreak duo, with Rizraz popping Flossie's head like a watermelon with a 50 cal.
It's like that guy on YouTube that does the gun moves. Anyway, moving forward here, we still have Copper on the roam, so he's looking to be very brutal if they don't clear him out, and I highly doubt they will with the manpower that they have. He could deal a lot of damage if they aren't careful. He's just waiting for the call from his teammates when they say smokes are out. They are pushing Shifi.
Oh my goodness, Rizraz, what? That was nasty, and at the same time too satisfying to witness. Aces tries to drop down, but will get pre-fired by Fisho straight away, and all up to Rizraz to clutch this up. 1v2 situation. One of the considered to be one of the top players within ANZ. And let's see if the glass flicks will be on point. Now he will actually get pulled over by those smoke grenades and will try to run in, and actually manages to come through. Another smoke grenade will be coming out to just block the vision of smoke. He does see the mirror. He will be getting the kill on him, and 1v1 situation, 22 seconds on the clock. Can he manage to do it? Forcing Shifi to fall back, but he will be peeking from the supply room corridor. 15 seconds on the clock. It all is a flick or not, but no, Shifi will be getting in right into Rizraz's face and securing that overtime for Tahoot.
Yeah, that was so close there. Rizraz almost clutching it out for his team, but it's not going to be enough, and overtime it is.
Overtime it is indeed, and we will be seeing Mindfreak starting out on defense with Dizzle continuing his march. Otherwise, it is a fairly standard setup for Mindfreak's attacking roster, and laundry room, supply room coming out from Tahood once again. This time Copper will be switching over to Echo rather than prompting to go for Ella.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Yep, that is the case here. We will see it downstairs being defended by Tahoot, which is what they legitimately just won. It was very close, but it shouldn't have been so close. Rizraz got really nice kills, but if Tahoot played a little bit more smarter, a little bit more conservative, they could have avoided that.
Yeah, and it does look like the jet lag is taking its toll on poor Mindfreak players, but including as well the fact that they are sitting on their 2 subs at the very moment, missing Magnet and Lusty, who are unfortunately unable to make it to the match today. But nonetheless, we will be going into the action phase right about now, and Copper actually will be playing his Echo in a very interesting position, using it as rather a invisible cam rather than a disruption drone just yet.
Yeah, Dev and I saw a very similar thing yesterday. I can't remember the matchup or the player, but there was an Echo drone used a lot like a portable bout cam, and it worked out so well for them. It looks like it is going to be a con push here by Mindfreak. Dizzle leading the way on Blitz. Let's see what's going to come out of this. King's peeking as well.
Yeah, Kings will proceed to go for a drone out as well as Aces, and this does look like a Watchtower staircase push, where the pun will be starting to open up the wall into the small room. With, I believe, one of the attackers actually already dropped in, or oh no, never mind, that was one of the roamers dropped in, and that's the first C4 coming out, downing Dizzle to 50 health. And
Dizzle is going to take a little bit of a hit there, that's for sure. Utility being used, but Mindfreak has sort of pushed back, but they haven't pushed back. But what's really good here is they're baiting out smokes from, obviously, Smoke this early in the round, which is really good to see. If they could just deplete all those smokes and then swap their push around and just drop main hatch, well then there's nothing to really deny them from doing that, except for, obviously, gunplay and C4.
yeah. What is interesting to me is that Rizraz is not joining yet the Mindfreak roster for that push, as he tries to cut out any of the rotations through the attic, but finally he will be now moving on, and that should make it work if he won't get pre-fired, as that was a very close shot. Aces picks up the first kill of the round onto Fisher Guy, taking out Mira, and as well as Shifi will be going down by Dizzle, who already managed to rush it into the supply room, and the plant will be coming out as well. The pre-fire by Rizraz onto Copper and back will be securing him another kill, making it a 2v1, 5v1 now. 1v4 actually, as Unidog gets a kill on Aces, takes him out from attic, but now the whole Mindfreak roster will be knowing where to expect the defender. And it is not looking too good for Unidoggy, as he will get shut down by Kings, and that is round 1 of the overtime for the first map, going into the hands of Mindfreak.
Beautiful stuff there from Kings, even rocking the player Ash skin from the Invitational. Get a good look at that, guys. But yeah, really their Mindfreak just completely changed their playstyle. They stopped pushing front, pushed from behind, and it worked beautifully for them. And they've now broken the trend. I want to say that it's only been defense wins. I might be wrong, but I feel like that might be it. And if so, then we can expect a 6-4 win here for Mindfreak, unless Tahoot can really bring something to the table to break things up.
We did see several actually wins from attack from both teams. Specifically, the Kids Dorms attacks have been quite successful for both of the teams, respectively.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
But yeah, we will be seeing now Mindfreak defending their kind of, I guess, a better side rather than the Kids Dorms, and it does feel to me that this could be a 6-4, but I'm not just gonna count Tahoot out of their own even map pick for this one, as they probably with full intention went for it. Let's have a look at the score. Rizraz is sitting on a whopping 17 kills, whereas the rest of the team is sitting on 6 or 4 kills respectively for Mindfreak, and Rizraz has been showing some amazing play style and amazing fragging potential, even while playing as Glaz, an operator who has been seeing a slightly less pick rate, but the Glazian combo always lives on.
Certainly, Glaz isn't seen that often, and it's interesting to see that they're still keeping him on the Echo. Not really known to be the best fragging operator, but it's good that they're just staying to what they know, even though obviously Rizraz is on a bit of a nutty run at the moment. What I've talked about is how these roams haven't really been working out for Mindfreak. So we'll see if there's going to be a change there, and it looks like they may all be on site. There is the mute jammer here to make Tahoot think they're upstairs. So depending on how useful these are, this could really, I guess, change things up and waste a lot of time here for Tahoot.
Definitely. Now, if that will be the case, Tahoot will need to start clearing this out as quickly as possible. They are dedicating at least 3 attackers for this push, whereas the rest of Mindfreak, I do believe, sitting just near the objective area, apart from one of the defenders who is holding his angle at the stairs into the laundry, that being Rizraz on Echo.
Interesting, we're seeing Riz playing so aggressive, being obviously the best fragger on this map at the moment. You'd think he might want to play a little bit safer until the late game, but that's not the case. We see Flossie just checking garage again, and generally people aren't there, but you'll always get caught off if you don't check it, that's for sure. We've still got 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock here for Tahoot, so plenty of time to take this, especially because there is no roamers. Rizraz goes for the peak on a Copper, he does a lot of damage, shots being exchanged, but nothing will come out of it.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, definitely. And yeah, I certainly think that Tahoot do have a potential, as Copper will be attempting to go for covering fire, but he is tagged up pretty heavily, and it doesn't look good. Oof. Unidoggy gets tagged up as well by what I believe was Rizraz's MP5 SD. And Copper will now get reset. 52 seconds on the clock. Still a bit of a time for Tahoot to make the move, but if they will continue on that slow trend, that might be quite futile for them, and it will allow Mindfreak to score that win. Shifi tries to bait out the C4s maybe, or some utility. There's the first smoke grenade, and 30 seconds on the clock. They will need to start making their way over. Maybe this will be a multiple angle push. Oof, Rizraz manages to catch Fisher guy who tries to rush in through the laundry. And Kings picks up another kill on Unidoggy. Dizzle gets another kill on Shifi, and finally Copper and Back responds to getting a frag on Rizraz. 15 seconds on the clock. Now a 2v4 situation, as Flossie will be going in for the plan. He will be sticking to it, and unfortunately Aces won't be able to cover. Aces will be able to secure that double kill, and Copper won't be able to cover his teammate, and losing Flossie. That is GG for the first map, as Mindfreak will be taking the 6-4 win on this map, and we will be moving on to what I believe is Chalet.
Yeah, really nice showing there from Mindfreak. They took a little bit slow to get started, but towards the end they did harden up and really got back into the rhythm of things. What went wrong there was so much time being wasted by Tahoot. They went and got meeting hatches open when they've got 30 seconds left. That's not what you do. By the time they burn off, it's going to be like 25 seconds. You're not going to drop on the burn, it might be another 5 seconds, and then just trades went in their favor. Like, they got that hatch open probably at about halfway through the round, and they just sat around and waited.
Yep. And we did see the final score on Rizraz actually being quite beastly with 18 kills. And that is actually quite well, considering how the rest of the roster has been slow, being a bit lackluster compared to the score that Rizraz showed. But at the same time, they did pick up the pace at the end of the round. Same for Tahoot. They have been showing quite some good performance, but just lacking small things here and there just to get them towards that win. But we will be transferring over to Chalet in a couple of moments, as we will be waiting for a bit of a break, I believe, with players getting a quick refreshment. Now, with Chalet, it's a pick of Mindfreak for this matchup. How do you think this might go? Are we going to see a close game like we've seen with Oregon, or is it going to be a completely the opposite thing, and it's going to be a full-on sweep by Mindfreak 5-1 or 5-0 style?
It's really hard to say, to be honest. I really want to say that we're going to see Mindfreak, I guess, perform a little better here because they've got that win. Maybe they've sort of warmed up, as like we were in the pre-game lobby and King's left just for a few minutes to do some T-hunts. You could tell he's probably just woken up. So yeah, it's good now that Mindfreak are all warmed up, but at the same time, with Tahoot having such a great showing there on map 1, it's really difficult to sort of judge what's going to happen here on Chalet.
Definitely, and I would like to point out from Team Tahoot, I would like to give a shout out to Flossie and Copper, as both of them have been showing quite a good performance, but a bit of a lackluster from the rest of the team, but as well as Shifi's clutch. Shifi managed to clutch it out and push his team into overtime, but unfortunately, just that was not fully enough from his team, and unfortunately, that scored them the loss.
Yeah, it was sort of unfortunate as well for Tahoot that Rizraz had such an amazing game. When Rizraz is turned on, he's absolutely insane at the game. It's really, really awesome to see what he can do. And that game was certainly one of his best. So yeah, if he's going to have that same performance here, it could impact Tahoot a lot. If not, it's certainly going to benefit them.
Definitely. Now, I do believe there will be a quick switch up within the Mindfreak roster for the next map. And we will be kicking over to a quick music pause. And we'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, very soon. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
You would wipe away my tears, so sincere. Turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do. Well, you can keep on talking, talking. No one say no me nothing, nothing. The same old thing again and again. Well, I'm done with fooling. It's the best I'm walking, walking. Guess this time I'm not joking, joking. I'll bet all this again and again. Well, I'm done with fooling.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the map 2 of Mindfreak Tahoot matchup. As we seen previously, Mindfreak take a lead in the in this matchup. I'm the Russian Cthulhu, and I'm joined today by obviously Sky.
What's going on, guys? Yep, we will have the next map up, which is obviously Chalet. We have a sub for Mindfreak that will be subbing in Magnet. I was gonna say we might see Pun instead of Dizzle, but Dizzle is gonna be in, so Pun has subbed out. I was gonna say we might have seen the old OG Mindfreak roster for just a little bit, but it's still just as cool to see, obviously, the coach playing with the players.
Definitely. And with Magnet being slightly jet lagged, I saw his tweets on Twitter. I would expect maybe a slightly wonky performance at the start, but I do believe he will be able to pick it back up, and the original Mindfreak mojo will be coming in for this map as well. And Magnet straight away going for a Valkyrie, one of the kind of quite useful and quite important operators for Chalet, as her Valk cams can be a great tool to gather the intelligence. Now, what do you think could be coming out from Tahoot with even a pick of a fuse from Unit Doggy?
Yeah, really nice stuff from them. It's interesting to see them changing things up. We are going to have the mirror set up upstairs here from Dizzle. I would expect for Magnet to sit in the office corner. He's gonna chuck a cam out, and he's gonna sit in the office corner, wait to run out. He did that multiple times at the Invitationals. So it'll be interesting to see if Tahoot are gonna read onto that or if they're gonna be unaware.
Yeah, I'm not too sure just yet, but it seems that Aces actually could be going for a very cheeky peek from the kitchen windows. Otherwise, it will be a fairly standard hold. And Rizra is actually going for a very ballsy peek, well, pre-peek into the balcony, but nothing just yet, as both of the impact grenades from Sophia's grenade launcher will be used up, and now it's just a matter of time for them to push. Meanwhile, Copper will be actually stirring some problems for the defenders from below, causing some shifting happen in the trophy room. Copper, ooh, does find Ace's head with a nice shot as well from below, taking out Legion, and that is the first blood within the round, but he will get traded out by Rizraz straight away, from, I believe, from the same spot, and from the very exactly same spot. He will be traded out by Shifi, making it a 3-4 in favor of Tahoot.
Yeah, a little bit shaky here from Mindfreak. We also have someone entering trophy room. I can't quite see who that is, but it does look like Tahoot have trophy control from obviously the site itself.
Ooh,
and below.
wow, Fisho, nicely done.
Fisho.
Very nicely done, and Frosty goes for the pistol as well, gets the kill on Magnet, and Kiggs will be now trying to pick up the slack, gets the kill on Fisher guy, now all up to him to clash against 3 members of Tahoot. The plan did not go down as well, as he managed to prevent that plan at the last moment. And minute and 10 on the clock, still plenty of time for Tahoot to make a move, and it does look like they will be taking it very carefully with the droning as well as the fuse charges to be busted out the first time within this round.
If there's a winnable situation here for Kings, it's the one where he's in trophy and he's got the bomb with him. They've all got to push him, so it's really going to be up to Tahoot here. They should win this 100% of the time, but if they don't push this right, they could find themselves in a really big problem, and they are actually doing this really smartly. They push him together with pressure from below. Amazing stuff from Tahoot, and they're going to get the win that they deserve.
Yes, very well played, and it does seem that maybe Mindfreak are just sleeping for now, but maybe the monster will awaken soon, and if not, we will be seeing a third map being what I believe is a coastline. Let me have a quick look. Mindfreak Tahoot, this will be a cafe. Never mind, not even close. Was my attempt to remember it, but we will be seeing a pick of Capcan coming out from Tahoot.
Yeah, Capcan is really interesting. They did announce at the Invitational that he will be getting impact grenades as a part of his utility. So Capcan's a sleeping giant in my eyes. I feel if with a few more changes and once players really start to realize some of the potential he has, he could be a really big deal breaker, especially because these days you can't see the laser, but I don't know, it depends. When he does, and if he does ever start getting into mainstream play, I feel that it's almost going to make him less effective at that stage, because if you see him every game, then you're going to know to always check the door for obviously the traps.
Yeah, I am excited about that as well, to be honest, as one of the Capcan mains. He does maybe need 1 or 2 more buffs, and he will be quite a substantial pick for the defense, and even now he is great at just pausing up just slightly that rush that some of the teams still like to apply, and yeah, his utility could be very well implemented, and yeah, if the right play is made, he is very deadly.
Absolutely. We also see Dizzle here on the blitz. I feel like that's the only attacking operator who's played this whole time. Maybe he feels like his gun skill isn't quite up to par, and hence why he's not really playing someone that requires too much gun skill. No offense to blitz mains. Like Julio, if you're Julio, maybe it does, but I'll tell you right now, Dizzle's no Julio in my eyes.
Well, that could be the case, and we are seeing a run out by Fisher guy who tries to get some kills, but Flossie finally picks up the kill on Dizzle, who will get slowly and steadily tagged up, and Magnet will be finally taking him out of the game, making it a 4-4. Now with Blitz, I do feel that maybe Dizzle is slowly prepping himself for all the goodness and just absolute pain in the backside that the TTS Blitz is currently. But and I do remember that the Ubisoft pointed out that it is a bug that the Blitz is currently that fast.
Yeah, certainly. Not to say that I personally don't think he needed the buff anyway, but who knows if I'm sure that they won't let it into the game if it's broken. But if it does seem to be alright, then maybe we'll who knows, we'll find out very soon. The push seems to be starting off here by Mindfreak. Magnet's gonna get down in the bathtub. He must have got, how would he have got down?
He tried to open up the floor and get a shot from below, and he got shot from there, but I do believe he will get picked up. Yep, he will get picked up by Aces now, and getting him back up to 50 health and up and running once again. 45 seconds on the clock. Now Kings is just about to be ready to just barge in through those double doors. Rizraz does spot the Capcan traps, and they do realize that this could be the case. Kings actually picks up a kill on Fisher Guy, who tries to go for a flank, and only one player from Tahuda is actually on the site, whereas 2 other players will be attempting to go for a flank around.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Mindfreak is going to realize this and drone the site out. See, hey, wait, there's only one on site. But now these roamers are starting to push up, and they might be able to catch them off guard here. Bomb has gone down, however, and this is where
oh my goodness,
this should be unwinnable. Oh, nice kills from Copper and Chiefy with a reply from Kings. 2v2 though, it's still certainly doable at this stage, but Copper does get down. It's all up to Unit Doggy here as he gets finished off by Magnet. Beautiful stuff from him, and that will be evening out the scoreline to 1-1.
Indeed. And that was a very nice play by Magnet, and as soon as that opportunity popped up for him to safely drop down into dining, that's where he reinforced his push, and that double kill was very nicely done. Nonetheless, round 3, as so far it has been a fairly close game by both teams, even though Mindfreak do seem to have a bit of an upper hand against Team Tahoot.
Yeah, I would say that, but still very valiantly being fought here by Tahoot. I personally expected them to, I wouldn't say get thrashed in this matchup, but certainly get beaten, and that they're proving that they aren't going to go down without a fight. That's for sure. Mindfreak will be picking Trophy this time round. They were below last time. No, they were Trophy as well.
Yeah, they were Trophy as well.
So they're going to give it a second shot and see if they can sort of fix what went wrong last time.
Yeah, and from Tahoot we are seeing a switch up of Unidog now going on Dokkaebi, who has been getting more and more popular in the recent days of the ANZ Cup, and I'm quite excited to see how creative can the teams get to using her.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, certainly Dokkaebi. Again, I think she's a pretty balanced operator in general. She's Noella, she's got a decent gun, decent SMG, decent ability. It's all pretty straightforward. But her gadget certainly requires a lot of team skill in my eyes. Or team coordination rather. You really need to be popping it at the right time for it to be useful, because if you just pop it randomly, it's against teams like Mindfreak, it's not going to do much.
Definitely. But I'm also quite excited for the upcoming operators that will be having those global effects as well within the game. And so far, switching back over to our game, half a minute gone. Not that much of a movement has been made by Tahoot, whereas Mindfreak going for those aggressive plays like they do usually during the ANZ Cup. And Fisher Guy just getting a very free peek into the trophy room, which
A bomb has been located.
quite interesting considering the fact that there's 2 defenders. So technically, Tahoot could just waltz in with all of the smokes and everything and just go for the plant.
Yep, certainly, but still not going to be that easy. There is a few players on site, and because they've got that hatch open, Mindfreak can technically drop pretty easily, and we've also got them watching from above. They're doing a great job at denying time at the moment for Tahoot. There's now at the 1:30 mark, and we still got Kings and Rizraz sitting pretty comfortably upstairs here.
Yeah, and just soon enough, Kings will start to get pressurized. Unidog actually picks up a kill on Magnet, who was holding his angles within the office and was unable to fall back anywhere specific. Finally, Kings will be able to reset his phone, and the mirror window will be popped up, opening his backside actually, open for any peeks. But Rizraz will be also covering up his teammate from behind, but Flossie will be picking up that kill on Rizraz, as well as taking him out through his very own mirror window, and securing a double kill for now, leaving only 2 players of Mindfreak to stay at the trophy room.
Yeah, it's all going to be up to Dizzle and Aces here, the OG members of Mindfreak. We'll see what they're going to be able to pull off here. We have seen our fair share of Aces Legion plays at the Invitational here on Chalet. Ooh, the buck from above might take down Dizzle. It is going to take down Dizzle. He's got a 3k before. Can he get a 5k? Time will tell. 18 seconds on the clock.
Aces managed to perform quite well with the clutch on Invitational, but unfortunately that would not be the case, as Shifi will be shutting him down and winning Tahoot yet another round and making it a 2-1 now in their favor.
Yeah, again, Tahoot performing so well here. This looks like very similar to map number 1. Yeah, just so close between these teams.
Yeah, it certainly does look like it's going to be yet another close game. We are going to be having a look at the scoreline, and so far, Copper and Black and I believe Flossie and Shifi are sitting on the top amount of kills, whereas the other 2 players within Tahoot will be primarily sitting on a good support score. From Mindfreak, I do believe I've seen a fairly even spread of the score.
Yeah, that does look to be the case. Mindfreak are really going to want to sort of get back on their feet here. They can't let Tahoot get another round, because when you're 3-1 up, it's pretty scary for the other team. We actually don't see a Thermite or a Thatcher. Thatcher's not as useful on this map, but it's not a bad idea to have him. But that Thermite could be a really big hit to Mindfreak pushing Garage.
Oh yeah, for them at this point they need to be careful with how Rizraz is playing, because Riz is one of those fairly aggressive players, and him playing as one of the very core and very specific role in this very round. If he dies early within this round, he will cost. I would say he would cost his team a round as well. That was way too many rounds within a single sentence.
Yeah, certainly. We see my Aces here up on the helipad, looking into library, trying to spot out anyone. Fisho is close, but not actually located in the library at the minute. Copper is also going to be making his way upstairs here, so the roam presence will be there. King's making his way up onto ladder. It's going to be droning out library. A bit risky when you're standing right there and you've got to drone it yourself, but you will be safe for the time being. But yeah, this is looking pretty good to start off here by Mindfreak.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it does look like Mindfreak will be clearing out angle by angle very quickly and in a very confident manner. Whereas Tahoot will just continue to get pushed back towards the objective, and it wouldn't be a great idea, but at the same time Mindfreak are seeming to be opting for a stairs push rather than a full frontal assault onto the garage wall.
And we saw something very similar on Oregon. The frontal push wasn't working, so they swapped around, tried pushing from behind, and it worked flawlessly for them. We'll see if that's going to be the same here, but I doubt it's going to be 2 times lucky. I would expect for it to be. I think this round's going to be pretty even.
What was that? Fisho trying to just run away from the Blitz menace, but unfortunately will get down by a dunking Dizzle. And that will be it for him for this round. And minute 7 seconds on the clock. Let's see if Tahoot will be able to recover from a loss of a Valk, who's not that much of a problem for, well, not that much of a loss in regards to the utility for Team Tahoot.
Indeed. We see Kings here ashing the floor. There's a decent chunk of time, but not that much to be really screwing around with here for Mindfreak. They've only got 40 seconds. They do have the man advantage, which is certainly going to be helping them out, and still having that blitz on hand could be a very big help to them. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Certainly, and we do see a double kill coming out from Shifi and Copper in Black as they pick up. I keep saying Copper in Black. That is not the name. That is not the case. I'm terribly sorry. Copper and Black will manage yet to pick up that kill, and King's getting tagged up pretty heavily by the defenders. Finally taken out by that mirror shotgun, but Rizraz will be now dropping down and picking up a kill on Shifi as well. 2 seconds on the clock. The plant needs to happen. And yes, the plant will be holding out. Now it's a 2v3 situation. The pre-fires with a pistol from Copper and Black will be coming out as well. Magnet will be trading him out straight away. 1v2 situation, but he will get pre-fired and downed as well by Flossie. And the Bandit Chargers will be doing the finishing off job, as Flossie will be now presented with a fully open diffuser. As defenders will be winning this round, and Tahoot actually advancing with now a two-point advantage against Mindfreak on Mindfreak's map pick.
Yeah, Mindfreak don't seem to be living up to expectations at the minute, especially after they just came back from Invitationals. A lot of people would have expected them to perform a lot better. Obviously they're jet lagged, which is fair enough, but still maybe a little bit better than this. But great job by Tahoot. They're really standing up for themselves here.
Yeah, they certainly are showing quite a great amount of force coming up against what is considered now one of the best APAC teams as of the Invitational qualifiers. So let's have a look at the scores as well. Flossie has been doing some good amount of work, as well as Copper and Unidoggy, who are sitting on 6 and 5 kills each.
Yeah, indeed. Really nice stuff from these players. We've seen Mindfreak defending below at the minute. We do have Dizzle on the mirror. We have Magnet on Ella. We have Rizraz on the UMP or
Pulse.
Pulse. Yep. So that's interesting, especially because of how nutty he was last game. I personally would regard the UMP as not the best gun in the game. That's for sure.
It certainly is, but it in the right hands it is a death machine, and I'm pretty sure with Rizraz's aim that won't be the problem for him. The low rate of fire of the 45 ACP submachine gun. Nonetheless, we are seeing this for core popping off from the chat as well, which is quite funny. But at the same time, I do prefer a bit of lusting for Lusty. What do you reckon, Sky?
Yeah, I'd love to see good old Lusty playing tonight, but he's clearly a little bit out of it. So it's fair enough, you know. You've just been on probably a 24-hour plus flight back from Montreal. We see here the bandit trick going off. Unidoggy's gonna try and make it work.
Oh no!
Ooh, was that just a really
Kings was unable to actually get that going, but Rizraz will be getting a kill on Unidoggy, who was not expecting that peak, to be honest. But at the same time, that is minus Thermite, so maybe the Mindfreak comeback might be coming in pretty soon, and King's actually holding a very interesting position, to say at the very least, right by the right by the remains of the garage wall.
Yeah, that is the case here. We see Fisher here up on K9, and is now about to be entering on into the building. Flossie up on Great Room stairs. The room, is there any? I want to say there's a Roma in kitchen for Mindfreak. On Magnet.
It is in dining Roma, played by Magnet on Ella, and certainly this will be the moment to shine for Magnet, but he does decide to fall back a bit as he is getting cornered by, at the very least, 3 players of Tahoot. Actually, Rizraz will be coming in to help and taking out Flossie from, I believe that was from main stairs actually.
Yeah, maybe that's a possibility. He might get another one, but nope. Fisher's going to take him down to try and even things out a little bit here. Still a one-man advantage for Mindfreak, but Magnet's only a quarter of a man at the moment as he's not got too much health on him. See how useful he can be here. 45 seconds on the clock for to heat.
Yeah, and we are seeing that Shifi will be rotating up and trying to pop open some of the hatches to get a different angle onto the defenders. And Dizzle actually holding a very nice angle within the main garage with Magnet on the helping in the corridor. And I'm not too sure what will be happening just yet. Copper goes for a very ballsy push, finds ahead of Aces. Now a 3v3 situation. The plant will be going down by the trash cans, and the peak just at the wrong moment. The zooming out will be coming out from Copper, and Dizzle will be able to emphasize on that. Shifi misses Dizzle as well in the small room, and he will get sandwiched by 2 players from Mindfreak, and all up to Fisher Guy to try to clutch this up with his trusty L85. He does see Dizzle and nearly Potatoes, does score a double kill, 1v1 situation. Now all up to him, and he manages to pick up a 3rd kill. What a play by Fisher Guy as he manages to clutch this up and move into match point for Team Tahoot.
Yeah, oh my god, Mindfreak should not have let that happen.
That
Beautiful play from him. But yeah, we will be on match point now for Tahoot on Mindfreak's map at that. So yeah, really nice stuff from them.
Yeah, very nicely played, and it certainly does look like Mindfreak just not ready to play Chalet just yet. Match point with 4-1 score. It will be one hell of a attempt for Mindfreak to do a comeback with this in this situation. So I would expect some sort of plan to come out from Mindfreak, but ultimately it does look certainly in favor of Tahoot at this very moment.
Yeah, stormingly in favour of them, and they're also defending a site I think they played before and they didn't lose. So really nice stuff from them. I see no reason why this wouldn't be a win for them, and why we wouldn't see a 3rd map, which is Cafe.
Yeah, and Cafe would be pretty interesting because I do believe Tahoot has been showing some great potential on Cafe as well as Mindfreak, but with Mindfreak not having Lusty on their side and Dizzle playing as a sub, I would slightly doubt the potential, but wouldn't certainly cross them out just yet.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, I wouldn't cross them out quite yet, but it's certainly looking unlikely here. There were quite a few good rounds. Around there, they just completely fell into his sights, and it just didn't work out for him. Mindfreak looked to be really out of it at the minute.
Yeah, they certainly do seem like that, and unfortunately for them, the situation score-wise is not the very best. Nonetheless, Rizraz is back on his glass, with whom he was showing an incredible performance with Oregon finishing up at 18 kills for him. Let's see if he'll be able to outperform the odds this time as well.
Yeah, certainly. Looks like Dizzle and Rizraz will be making their way up to Master Bedroom here. And it looks like we will have someone playing here. I want to say that that's Flossie. Beautiful flick from Rizraz. Oh my golly goodness, he is a god on glass.
Yeah, that was an absolutely fantastic flick. And now with Valkyrie down, Fisher Guy, one of the players who was actually performing quite well, Tahoot do seem to be at a disadvantage. Ash, played by Kings, will be spotted by that drone, and the drone will be taken out. Aces will be now coming in to drone ahead and see if he can get the spot. The call out will be the good to go, but I don't think they are expecting Unidoggy to be there just yet. The pings are coming out from the Jackal's Inox, and at this point to no effect other than poor Pulse getting just absolutely bullied and pressured from all the possible angles. Unidoggy actually is just about to get scanned. He does get scanned. He will need to either try to fall back or attempt to go for the frags, which he does look like he will be going for the frags, but Flossie will be picking up a kill on Aces as he tries to bait Unidoggy in, and Dizzle will be trading out Flossie straight away on that kill.
Yeah, Flossy still... No, not Flossy, sorry. Unit Doggy's still below here.
And ooh, Copper actually scores a hit on Magnet as well. And Unidoggy, I believe, is down 3v2 situation. Looks like more in favor of Mindfreak, but Tahood has been showing some great potential so far, and the clutch as well was quite a fantastic feat to pull off. As the smoke grenades will be coming out, and ooh, Rizraz will get taken down, as well as Dizzle by Copper and back. All up to Kings now to try to do it in 6 seconds. It does not look good for him. He will be now forced to go for and stick to the plant. The plant will be coming down, and now Shifi will be finishing him off with a headshot, and that is GG, as the Hood will be taking the Mindfreaks map pick, and a fantastic play from Tahood. All of the players did a fantastic job, especially Unidoggy, Fisher, and Copper and back, as those 3 players, I have to point out, they did an amazing, a blast of a job.
Yeah, really nice stuff from Tahood. They just stormed over Mindfreak. You can see the kills there, just insane plays from them. They certainly deserve that. And our next map will be Cafe.
Yeah, our next map will certainly be Cafe, as we will be switching over really quickly to our scene. Now, it didn't seem that Mindfreak were trying that hard, to be honest, on Chalet. It seemed that they were quite laid back, and we will be actually moving over straight away into map number 3, being Cafe. Now, let's go for the predictions. Sky, what do you reckon will be the outcome of this map?
I'm going to go really out there, and I'm going to say Tahood will win, just because of how strong they've been. They were so strong in map number 1, and they were even stronger in map number 2. Sure, they didn't win map number 1, but it's not to say they weren't strong in it. They still did a great job at it.
Definitely. I would say that if Mindfreak will continue the way they performed in the last map, this would definitely be a Tahood win. But I would say that this would be at the very least maybe a 5-3 win. I don't think there will be an overtime,
Defenders protect
as
your bombs from being defused by
maybe that jet lag is now taking its full effect and taking its toll on our APAC heroes. And yeah, Cafe seems like it's going to be a fairly quick experience.
Yeah, I don't know, we'll find out. Again, you said before that Mindfreak maybe weren't trying or something along those lines. I've got to kindly disagree with that. I think we certainly can't take away from what Tahood are doing. They seem to be doing phenomenal at the moment. Again, they've known to be a pretty, I wouldn't say pretty, but like,
attackers have recovered their
I would say a top 10 team in the scene at the moment. Maybe, yeah, I'd say top 10. Do you agree?
Yeah, Tahood has been showing some great potential, and to be honest, a whole lot of teams recently have been showing some great potential, and showing that they're Pro League worthy, if not for some of the under 18 rules from ESL, kind of forcing them to stay within the Go4s at this very moment. But nonetheless, Fisher guy will be now popping open a wall into what I believe is Cigar Lounge, in an attempt to get Magnet out of his hiding. And not even the scanner will be used to get rid of those bandit charges. And yeah, so far it just seems like another prep round for Tahood, and potentially this will be a last 30-second actually drop in through Skylight and Red Stairs, and a very aggressive push. And it does actually give me a flashback from how ANZ were playing against Cryptic on Cafe during the Pro League.
Yeah, I remember that. You and Dev were casting that. That was absolutely hectic.
Yeah, that was a nutty matchup. Like all of the, well, most of the games being overtime games, and we are seeing the first blood coming out from Shifi actually on Magnet, who was playing on Smoke, and unfortunately that utility to stop the plant will be now gone for the defenders.
Yep, we now see 3 players from Tahoot dropping into red. We see the pre-fires coming from, I'm not sure who that is, but they are pre-firing through trying to get a lucky headshot. Drones are going in here to Piano.
Accessing their camp beats.
Copper's just going to be backing out here. He's actually going to get the phone of one of the defenders, hack into it, and of course, gracefully steal the defender's cameras.
Certainly, and that is definitely going to be a quite a valuable piece of information for them. The concussion grenade will be coming out as well, now allowing Shifi to just waltz in onto the plant. Aces meanwhile picks up a kill on Fisher Guy, as well as Rizraz gets a kill on Copper and back, but Flossie will be able to respond with a kill on Rizraz. Now Shifi will be dropping down and potentially holding a an angle from below. Unidoggy picks up a kill on Dizzle, now a 3-2 in favor of Tahoot so far. Shifi rotates back over, but he should be able to pick up that kill on Kings, who just taken out Flossie. All up to now Aces, who is tagged up pretty heavily, all out of his ammo on the MPS, and he needs to go for those Juan digs, but that won't be the case, as Shifi will be now shutting him down. And very nicely played by Shifi throughout the whole round, as well as Flossie, as they have been the biggest playmakers within this round so far.
Yeah, really nice stuff from them. They've really kept Tahoot alive here, and it's looking good for them already. As I said at the start, my money is going to have to be on Tahoot here. We see them now going to Bar and Cocktail Lounge, which is obviously, I'd say, generally speaking, the most preferred site on this map. Sometimes you'll just see Train, but it obviously just depends. Who's your money on for this round?
I would say, I would call Tahoot. I would say Tahoot for this one, as they have been showing a great deal of effort both on defense and offense, and it certainly seems that they come in much more prepared than Mindfreak, and much more energized, to say. But I'd still say that Mindfreak still has a solid chance in this one. But yeah, I would call a Tahoot round for this one as well.
Yeah, these mute jammers are really nice from Flossie. He's just getting them right in the corner.
I
so
might need to steal a couple of those positions as well.
instead of outcams, it's mute jammers.
Yeah, we slowly evolving. First it was Valcams, and then we moved on to Ela charges. Now it's going to be mute charges. So we are evolving, ladies and gentlemen. But nonetheless, action phase. A pick of Thatcher, Ying, IQ, Ash, and Hibana from Mindfreak seems to be a fairly standard. And the only thing that is an oddity to me is that Dizzle will be now on Ash instead of Kings, who will be now playing on IQ. What do you think of that switcheroo?
I don't know, it's interesting. Again, Mindfreak really just need to try anything at the moment. Try and try and get anything working at that. I was thinking maybe with bringing Magnet on board, it was going to do better for them, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Magnet's their in-game leader, I believe. So you'd think that by having their in-game leader, it would help them tremendously, but that's just not the case here at all.
I do believe, that Magnet is either Magnet or Aces are IGL, and one of them is also the strat caller. So I think they have a split role for leading the team, but nonetheless, Magnet with a joint effort from Dizzle will be now taking down that shield that will allow them to now push into the cigar shop.
Yes, certainly they're looking to really speed things up here. We've still got roamers below for Tahoot, which could be a hindrance for Mindfreak if they're not careful. First kill will go to Rizraz as he gets a nice headshot onto Copper.
Certainly, and that is also a really nice pick on one of the more aggressive players, so that is definitely a good pick out. Fisher Guy meanwhile picks a kill on Dizzle from the toilet, and Flossie gets into a firefight with Kings, but he will get bested out by that firefight. Tries to get a hit on what I believe was Unidoggy, who tried to get a kill with the cheeky SMG-11, but to no avail, only to tag up Kings to just about 60 health.
Yep. that is for sure. I'd just like to see unit get back to side at the moment and get in a spot where he can utilise those smokes, which is exactly what he's done here. And he's now going to start using them. He could have waited a little bit, but it's not going to hurt just to chuck one and slow Mindfreak down a little bit. It is going to be a skylight drop here. This is where you start bombing out those smoke grenades under skylight. And that's exactly what he's going to do here. We should use the second one while he's at it. C4 as well. Oh, the bomb goes down. I didn't even notice that, but nice stuff there from Mindfreak.
And Aces will be now getting the cover as well as he will be taking out Bishop Guy. Now 2v4 situation, not in favor of Tahood, as it does seem that Mindfreak are slowly picking up the pace. But nonetheless, the moment I mentioned that, Shifi will be taking out Rizraz on the window, making it a 2v3. Half of the timer is gone by this point, and still a substantial amount of Mindfreak players left to go through. Tahood will now need to do something, and while Magnet will be picking up a kill on Shifi, and Unidoggy will be taking on Magnet. Kings will be getting the final shot on Unidoggy, and that is a round going into the hands of Mindfreak. I do feel that...
Nice stuff there from Mindfreak.
Yeah, very nicely played, and I do feel that Caster's Curse will be soon popping open, as Mindfreak have, against the odds that we predicted, Mindfreak has taken this round very well, confidently.
Convincingly.
There we go. Convincingly. There we go. That's the right word that I was looking for. Thank you, Sky.
No problems. Yeah, so really convincing round from them. I feel like on that retake, Tahoot needed to work a lot faster. They were just like run over the retake hole, not the retake hole, the impact hole, and just sat behind the mirror for a little bit.
Attackers need to locate
Even if they
and
were winning their gunfights at that stage, they couldn't win it. If maybe they were winning their gunfights and sped it up a lot, they might have had a chance, but after that, not really.
Yeah. Nonetheless, we'll be now moving into round 3 with Mindfreak going on the defense of the same bar and cocktail lounge. And so far, it does seem to me that it is rather a game of offense that we will going to witness, as both teams has so far scored a win within this map only on offense.
Yep, that is correct. We see Magnet up here just starting to break these tables down, which is really good to see. This means getting that plant is so much more difficult, as you normally plant behind those tables, but if they're completely shotgunned open, that's certainly not an easy task.
Certainly. Now I do believe I saw one of the runouts by Mindfreak, but maybe that was just my imagination and it's just the pre-fires from the attackers. But nonetheless, Unidoggy already made his way over to the bar stairs on the first floor, and whereas the rest of Tahoot will be now popping open the windows and trying to cut off those rotations.
Yeah, really good to see from Tahoot. I wonder if Mindfreak are going to be as dominant on this round as they just previously were. Time will obviously tell. We have the Echo drone as well from Rizraz, again being a mobile Valkyrie camera. He knows exactly where Unidoggy is at the moment.
Certainly. And the pre-fires coming out from I believe Aces on Jaeger. Nearly catch Unidoggy, but just by a couple of meters away from him. And it looks like the primary emphasis will be on the pushing from the skylight and red stairs once again, and Unidoggy will be holding a very nice angle from below in an attempt to catch some of the defenders off guard.
Yeah, of course. We see Fisher here with his grenades. He might be able to get someone there, but Magnet is going to run away, and it'll be safe for the time being. Fisher has been tagged very heavy, and we're already seeing smoke grenades here being popped by Magnet to obviously mask his escape. And he's now gone down below into dining room.
Certainly. Now, just a moment. Right, we will be seeing a fairly standard push from Tahoot. Ooh, Magnet, nicely done. A good hold within the white stairs, as that is Ash will be dealt with, as she was quite annoying for Mindfreak to deal with from below. That problem is finally solved, and yeah, yes.
Yeah, nice stuff from them. We got Kings in gay spot at the moment. We'll see how much damage he's going to be able to do from this, but Flossie finds him with a nice headshot there. But Flossie and who is that? I can't quite see. Flossie or Fisho guy. Flossie and Fisho are tagged very heavy at the moment. So they're only one bullet away from death. Both of them. Aces with a nice kill onto Fisho is going to finish him off. And the concussion grenades are going out by Zofia.
Certainly. Now, 3v4 situation. Copper actually pushing up and pressuring from the white stairs. I don't think the defenders do notice that. Magnet and Aces pick up a kill each, but that won't be just enough for Copper to try to clutch this up. He does manage to find Dizzle's head, but Rizraz will be there straight away to trade him out, and that is yet another round going into Mindfreak's hands, now letting them go into advantage over to Hood.
Yeah, really nice stuff from them. Maybe they're starting to really get back in the groove now. Time will tell. Who knows, they might end up 5-1-ing this, but it's a bit too soon to speak about that, as the Hood is still a very big threat for them. Even taking their map pick off of them, they are going to be picking Bar and Cocktail.
Definitely, and as I mentioned before, it is seeming like a game of offense, even though the defense from Mindfreak did look quite confident as well. So I'm rather curious if Mindfreak will be able to solidify their success in the defense win with the win on offense, or will Tahood will pick up the pace and get back this into a draw.
Time will tell. I have got a weird suspicion though that this round will be won by Mindfreak. I don't know what it is, but that's just the vibe I'm feeling. But obviously time will tell. A lot of the floor being broken here by Copper and back into library, so if they do a raffle in there to Cocktail Bar, they can shoot them doing a decent chunk of denial.
Certainly. Now, with I feel like I'm saying now way too many times. That is not a good trend now, and maybe one of the memes will be coming out. We will be seeing Copper nearly get his head taken out as he tries to go for the pre-fires. Nearly loses his head in those firefights from all the window popping, but both of the contestants will be left unscathed, and we will be proceeding further into the round.
That is correct. We have Rizraz up here on Skylight, as well as Kings and who's that on IQ? That would be Rizraz. So yeah, they might be going for a quick Skylight drop here. That's certainly possible with the Thatcher, Capitao and Ying.
Definitely. And it does look like this is going to be a full frontal assault from the red stairs as well as the Skylight, a pretty default push with I believe Rizraz now attempting to repel from the side and getting some angles into the cigar lounge, with where two defenders are currently holding their angles.
Yeah, you would not want to rappel into that, that's for sure. You'd get pretty messed up. Unit Doggy below. We've actually used reinforcements below as well to try and slow them down a bit. We'll see how long he can survive here. He has been droned out by Aces, so it'll be interesting to see how much damage he's going to be able to deal from this spot. Sheafy is also below on the yellow, so got Sheafy there to back him up if need be, but they might just try to sort of zone them out, lock them out of where they're going to be useful, and just go for the plant here.
Fisher, meanwhile, picks up a kill on Rizraz, but he will get traded out by Dizzle, who does go for a cheeky rush in, but Flossie will be there on the case and sorting out Magnet, making him drop the diffuser, but Kings is already there, and he will be trading Flossie out, but Sheafy will get Dizzle, who did manage to push in quite deep into the side. Aces manages to get Sheafy, who's recently done a trade, and Copper will be trading out as well. Now all up to Aces to try to clutch this up, as the the first point of contact will be Copper in back, who will get taken down and spotted around the corner. All up to Unidoggy, who is tagged up to just about 40 health against Aces, who is on full health. It does get the cue where Aces could be. 15 seconds on the clock. Aces needs to go for that
10 seconds left.
for that plant with 7 seconds now. The plant will happen, and those Candela charges will be coming out. Aces dropping down from below, and will be trying to get the flank around. Certainly is going to spot the plant, but I don't think he saw it. I don't know. Unidoggy gets off the diffuser, and if he actually did stuck with the diffuse, he would have actually won the round for Team Tahoot. But nonetheless, that will be a win for Mindfreak as Aces manages to finally spot the last defender.
Yeah, nice stuff there. If he had got off, or if he had sticked it, he might have actually won there. I'm not sure, but he got off, and well, that's little things like that mean so much in this game. And he just lost the round for his team there. But very nice play from Tahoot to try and bring it back. But in the end, it will be Aces securing it.
Yeah, that was a very close round and a close game, and it does look like the Mindfreak monster that is has finally woken up. Maybe the monster has finally kicked in, or maybe the coffee kicked in. We wouldn't know just yet, but what we certainly know is that there is a 3-1 advantage for Mindfreak over Tahoot, as it seems that Mindfreak do have finally nailed down the peaks and the strats as well as the aim.
Certainly, that seems to be the trend here for them. They're going to be back on the defense, and they're going to be defending Fireplace Hall and Mining Room.
Train and Mining Room is a very controversial site, as it does have a 50-50 chance, in my opinion, to be either a loss for the defenders or a win, as it is a bit of an unstable one, and you do need to expand quite largely to cover both upstairs and downstairs to be able to secure the proper defense for this site.
Certainly it is, in my opinion as well, pretty 50-50 depending on the teams. But obviously Mindfreak didn't really have a chance here. It's either this or old-fashioned bakery, and no one likes bakery, let's be real.
Yeah, certainly. Unidoggy will now be going up ahead and going for a solo rush with his drone up ahead. The Copper will be the person pushing the bakery to try to clear out from below, whereas Flossie will be the one to attempt to go for the flushes from above. Now a one-man each on the flushing. It doesn't look like just enough of the utilities used, where Rizraz goes for the jump out and actually manages to catch Flossie off guard and take out the Claymore that was placed down below. Unidoggy meanwhile manages to trade out Magnet for that. Now let's have a look at the scores, with Aces going on 70 kills so far, popping off really nicely within this round. Now transitioning over to the rest of our defenders. So far losing just the Smoke. Actually no, Smoke will be quite a trade-off for Tahoot. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't know, it could be. Smoke is pretty useful, but he's not as useful on this site as some other sites. Some sites he's really needed. This site, I'd say not as much, but still certainly doesn't hurt to have him on your team.
Certainly. And with him not being able to use those gas grenades, unfortunately for Mindfreak, that will be a bit of a nuisance for them. But nonetheless, two more roamers upstairs now will be contending with the peaks from above. Rizraz actually manages to pick up yet another kill onto Shifi, but Flossie will be able to trade out Rizraz, forcing Kings to fall back lower onto the white stairs.
That is correct. Only a minute on the clock here for Tahoot to try and make something work. It's a 3v3. Not anymore, as Aces does take down the head of Unidoggy, and it's now going to be up to Copper and Flossie.
Certainly, and both Copper and Flossie have been showing a very nice performance, but it doesn't look like it's a winnable situation for them. With 30 seconds on the clock, they will need to go for a very hastily push downstairs towards the plant if they want to get that plant sorted out. And one of the roamers is actually holding the angle lower at the lower red stairs, but it certainly looks like a back push into Fireplace maybe.
15 seconds to go.
15
Possibly.
seconds to go, and Copper will be he will be the first person to try to enter through, but both Flossie and Copper will be now dying in the hands of Aces, who managed to go for an excellent push and peek and securing those double kills straight away, making it a match point in favor of Mindfreak with a 4-1 score.
Yeah, Mindfreak really coming back in this matchup. They might even reverse sweep Tahoot here with the exact same score, just backwards in their favour. Copper and back almost going for the recruit there. Maybe he will go for the recruit, time will tell.
Maybe he will indeed, and certainly it does look like it could be either a glitch or something else. No, it will be a pick of Vigil for Unit Doggy, as we will be going for slight changes within the operator lineup.
Attackers need to locate
And
defuse bombs.
as for Mindfreak, pretty much the same setup. Kings is back onto Thatcher, Magnet is on Hibana, Dizzle is on IQ, Ace is on his trademark at this point, Ying, and Rizraz is on Glass. The player who has been popping off, no matter what the map is, he will be able to connect those heads to the side and the bullet in the brain.
And that is for sure above. It looks like we may have an upstairs mirror here, which is always good to see when you're defending below. An upstairs mirror certainly doesn't help. There's not really anywhere on site, in my opinion. You could have two mirrors. Maybe you could have one in default on site and one in library, but yeah, it just depends.
Certainly does depend, and Cooper going for a very cheeky peek, but he will be missing one of the attackers, and from what I imagine that would have been probably a Glass, whereas the rest of the Tahoot roster will be going for the last moment setups. Now Aces, and never mind, actually Magnet is already on the roof with the less than 30 seconds down through the round. Kings will be now attempting to go for a push from below and apply some pressure there.
Yep, we'll see what he can do, and Mindfreak's also on match point at the minute, so we'll see what happens here. If Tahoot are going to manage to bring it back, or if that will be all that she said. We also have iron sights here on Sheafy, which is interesting. I did see a tweet from him earlier on Twitter about something about not having attachments. So that's certainly a shame. Nice kill from Copper onto Kings in the meantime.
Definitely, and that will be a very actually substantial win within a 5-5 for Tahoot, as that is minus Thatcher. So the breaching won't be as easy now for Mindfreak as it should have been with the Thatcher's EMPs, and Flossie will be picking up a kill on Magnet, so that is Hibana down as well without using up her utility as well. Now the options are slimming more and more for Mindfreak, and it does look like Tahoot might actually stay within this matchup for slightly longer.
Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't count them out yet. They have got Ying and Glaz with smoke, so they could technically just go for a YOLO plant and just hope for the best, but time will tell here. Rizraz has made his way in. He's been so nutty on Glaz tonight. We'll see if he can keep that up or if he will get taken down.
Certainly is, and it doesn't look like he has any support, and Copper will be actually connecting the shots onto Rizraz's body and taking him out. Now all up to Aces and Dizzle. The Candela charges will be coming out, and what a timing, unfortunately for Aces. Fisher guy will be peeking out at just the right moment, and Dizzle tries to rush into the site, but that would allow him to actually pick up a kill on Fisher guy. The spots from the drone will be coming out as well, and a 4v1 situation for an ex-core player for Mindfreak, now a coach. He will need to try to connect his shots, but unfortunately for him, that won't be the case, as Unidoggy will be taking him out with a swift headshot from the bar stairs.
Nice stuff there from Tahoot winning that round. Maybe they will be able to bring it back here. Time will tell. That was a really nice shot from him, but obviously we now have Mindfreak back on the defense, so we'll see what is going to come out of this.
Certainly is. And Mindfreak seem to be poising to go for, once again, Bar and Cocktail Lounge. This is a very creative match coming out from Mindfreak and Tahoot, as we are seeing a massive variety of the of the plan's choice. And let's see how this plan will be now defended by Mindfreak.
Yep, they previously won this, did they? Correct me? Yes, they did.
Yes.
It was, what's his name? Aces actually won it just, I think. Yeah, he did. He won it just with a really nice clutch, so I wouldn't say it was won too greatly by Mindfreak, but time will tell if they're going to manage to win it again.
Yeah, certainly. And I would expect, I would call whether it's win for Tahoot or Mindfreak, or depending, to be honest, on the first blood of the round, because it certainly does seem like whichever team gets the kill first manages to win that round. So let's see if that will be the case this time as well.
Yep, that's for sure. Fisher guy running in, taking out the cam nice and swiftly there. And we did previously see, I think it was Aces smacking these holes in Bakery, just trying to waste a few seconds of Tahoot's time.
Definitely. With now most of the Tahoot almost making their way over to the roof, it does look like they're slightly uncertain about whether there will be runouts or not, as Mindfreak are a fairly unpredictable roster. And Fisher guy will be trying to take out those bandit charges, but yeah, I just thought that was one of the rumors, but he does fall back. And the smoke grenades will be actually coming out to pause the push onto the red stairs, surprisingly, instead of just pausing the push from the cigar shop into the plant. But let's see. Let's see whether that would be working out better for Mindfreak or not, as they are on match point and they need just one more round to win and to win this matchup. It's a very sweaty and potentially a very stressful game for them, as they did struggle a bit on both previous maps and struggling with the sleepiness as well as the jet lag.
Yeah, maybe it is the plan here for them to burn through all these smokes, just try and delay as much time as humanly possible before they drop red, but one has dropped, two have dropped into red actually. And it looks like Kings is making his way here back into...
Oh no, Magnet could have gone, could be going for a very cheeky play. Just doesn't connect the shots onto Sophia's head, but tags her up quite substantially, now forcing Flossie to try to go for the pre-fires. Kings will be picking up the first kill of the round onto Copper and back, taking out a Blackbeard. And that is actually an even bigger play. Kings picks up yet another kill onto Flossie now, finishing him off, scoring Magnet a nice kill assist, whereas the rest of the attackers will now try to flush out that pesky roamer. Kings will be already on the case and spotting Capital, going for the drop in and run out through the window, whereas Fisher guy gets the kill on Aces, as well as Shifi picking up a down onto Magnet, but not just able to connect the shots just yet. Fisher picks up another kill onto Rizraz, tries to get a kill on Dizzle and does actually pick it up as well. Double kill from Fisher, as he is tagged up pretty substantially. Now all up to Kings to try to clutch this up. He doesn't spot Hibana, I don't think, at least. And oh wow, he does actually run into the sides, but Fisher will be there to clean it up. And that is another round going into Tahoot's hands, as they are proving us completely the opposite, showing that they still have what it takes to keep on challenging Mindfreak.
Yeah, complete throw there from Mindfreak. Mind throw. They had that round in the bag and they just threw it out the window completely. But still very nice plays from Tahoot, getting in behind and making the most of it. And now we might see overtime here.
Yes, certainly, and it does look like Tahoot's comeback train is moving towards the overtime. But a pick of now Montagne from Dizzle, as that will be a very interesting switch up, considering the fact that Dizzle has been showing a bit more flexibility onto this map, but maybe he decides to go for the back to the roots of blitz maining, just switching up to a bigger shield.
Yeah, certainly Dizzle has not played any guns on attack tonight, I don't think. Clearly does not feel up to par with his gunplay, which is fine, obviously. He doesn't need to be up to par, as he's not a core player. He's just the coach. And on that, I would doubt it that he's really played Siege for like a week, because obviously they've been in Montreal. He wouldn't have been playing because obviously he's the coach. He would have just been sort of making strats up and all that good stuff.
Certainly.
Covered the bomb diffuser. Attackers
Now,
are moving to defuse the bomb.
even with that in mind, I would like to say that this has been performing quite well, considering the fact that there's jet lag and the fact that he hasn't been playing a whole lot of Siege during the Invitational. Pardon me, I was just attempting to have a look what is happening within the chat, but nothing too important, as we are seeing a standard P9 Dizzle with a use of a thermite breaching charge on the hatch. Is this the infamous mine throw that we might be seeing, or well, what is happening?
I don't even know. I hope that wasn't a thermite charge on the hatch, was it?
Yeah, that was a thermite charge on the hatch. That was. Nonetheless, Mindfreak seeming to be.
Time, they might not have anything else to do it. The only other thing they could possibly use would be a grenade from IQ, which maybe they don't want to sacrifice.
Could be that, or yeah, that could be just actually the case. And nonetheless, the EMP grenades will be coming out, and Dizzle will be now attempting to drop in with that magnet to try to pop open the wall into the cigar lounge. The barbed wire will be dealt with, and now all up to the teams and their gunplay skills to be able to handle the result of the match. Whether Mindfreak will be able to make it and win the match point, or Tahoot will move into the overtime. We'll find that out within just over a minute. And Dizzle does give the call out onto a murder hole from below, but it doesn't look like there's anyone holding that hole just yet. But there is a call out onto the other end of the cigar lounge, where two defenders will be holding two separate angles, one within the bathroom and one at the southeast entrance to the cigar lounge. Meanwhile, Aces will be now causing some ruckus within the skylight and dropping in one of his Candela charges, but not dedicating fully, just to bait out some of the utility from the defenders. Dizzle tries to go for a very ballsy push and just to force out the defenders to push out from their positions. Whereas I believe Copper will be attempting to hold an angle from the bathroom, and Aces picks up a kill on Fisher Guy. That's the first kill of the round within just under 30 minutes till the round is ended. Flossie picks up a kill on the Kings. 16 seconds on the clock, as something does certainly need to start happening, and the plant doesn't look yet like it's going down. Actually, no, the plant is coming down. Copper finally knifes Dizzle, leaving it to 3 players of Mindfreak, making it a 3-3, as Aces picks up a kill on Flossie as well. Copper picks up a nice headshot onto Magnet in a really nicely done flank, but it's not over yet. Just over half a timer left on the diffuser, as Shifi tries to go for double peaks, goes for the pre-fire as well, but Rizraz will be already on top of his game. Unidoggy picks up a kill on Rizraz, and all up to Aces now to try to clutch this up, as the diffuser is planted in a very convenient spot. The hitting will be coming out as well. The pre-fires. Aces, what are you doing? Aces finally manages to get a headshot, and that does look like a GG, as Unidoggy won't be able to pick up that diffuse or a kill on Aces. GGs will be definitely coming out from both teams, and what a game, what a match, and what a nice series that we witnessed today between Mindfreak and Tahoot.
Certainly, that was a lot closer than I expected, and I'm sure a lot of people in chat expected. But in the end, Mindfreak are going to come away with the win, and look, they took it to the full 3 maps here. Really nice stuff from both teams.
Very nice indeed, and look at this. Aces now going on 13 kills with those shots with Ying. Very well played. And yeah, Mindfreak won with what initially looked and felt like a 2-0 is now a 2-1, and nicely done by them. I would like to point out that both teams showed a substantial amount, an amazing amount of effort, but unfortunately for Tahoot, they won't be able to make it and win it. And congratulations to Mindfreak as they managed to overcome the sleepiness.
Yeah, congratulations to them. They will be playing up again next, but not here on our 601. Next up, we will have RPM versus Darksided.
It certainly is, and that will be a different match to talk about. But for now, we will be transitioning over to a musical pause, and we'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, in a bit. Don't go too far away.
See you guys.
take my hand and we'll go away to a different place, float on air and we'll hide away. I'll be your escape. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, you're ready to begin and just levitate. No control over where we go, but we don't care to know. Ignorance is bliss. Your tears are gone, and they drifted back from where they came, and they will not be missed. Look up and feel the shifting winds tossing us around again. Hold tight, you're ready to begin and just levitate.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a matchup number 4. I mean, what? Number 4? Number 2, as I am joined by... Number 2, as I am joined by our favorite caster, obviously, Sky.
That is 12. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sky, rapping the microphone on the cast. Nonetheless, we are seeing a second match being Darksided versus RPM Esports. And the map picks for this match are Border, Coastline, and... Border, Consulate, and Coastline. But I'm not feeling that RPM are gonna get this with this map pick. What do you feel? Sky.
I think it goes without saying that this is probably in ViewSonic's favour. Nothing against not Downfall. RPM, they're an awesome team, awesome guys. You know, I talk to Circular every now and then. Really awesome dude. And he's certainly got, I guess, good envisions for RPM as an organisation and a team. But they're sort of like Oz, right? They're not the most, I guess, skilled players, but at the same time, they aren't so much about that. They're more about making an inclusive family, and just trying to be, I guess, really open and nice to the community. And I think we need more teams like that. But in saying that, Circular is certainly trying to make them a little bit more competitive, and we'll see how that's going to go here with this lineup. I should probably turn my phone off.
Probably will be a great idea, although I do occasionally enjoy the pings, but not the drone pings, as we will be seeing that might be coming out from both teams soon enough. For the defense pick from Darksider, we will be seeing obviously Armory and Archives, which is straight away just a meta spot, and quite interested at how RPM will perform with them picking Dokkaebi up and a Thatcher, Twitch, Thermite, and Blackbeard. So they seem to be doubling down on utility destruction. Pardon me, that my brain just decided to go full daddy. But nonetheless, so Sky, how could this round go?
I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. Distance here on the Twitch drone. We'll see. He's gonna be able to get in deep. We also have lots of Barb here in CCTV, and it looks like we've only got one player in Fletch in here. No, we actually have Jack Daddy as well.
Yeah, we have.
Which is interesting, and Spaz's Echo drone.
Yes. So Mr. Flotch will be trying to hold this over, and we do see actually as well Cutie moving over really quickly into CCTV, reinforcing it even more with that mirror window. I'm quite curious how will RPM decide to approach this kind of push, as Big Mode will now be trying to contest that spot very soon. He does get the info from the drone within CCTV that unfortunately gets destroyed, and will be trying now to go ahead for those pre-fires, but just nothing connecting just yet. The Kobe from Cutie though will be the end of Thermite. Oh no, wait, Thatcher, pardon me. And that is a one-man advantage for Darksider straight away, almost halfway through the round. Cutie goes for a peek on another one, and gets the kill on Thermite this time. Now all up to Big Mode, Circular, and Distance, I believe, as Jack Dad picks up a kill on Big Mode straight away. Distance misses the shots with the Twitch drone, unfortunately for him, and he now will be forced to try to push into the Archives rather than go for any other push. Circular will need to start making his way over towards his teammate, as Distance is getting tagged up by a pretty hefty amount.
That's for sure. They've now grouped up together, and they're certainly going to be stronger pushing together than as just one, but Distance is only one bullet away from death, and this could be a very big issue for them. No one has yet to fall from the side of Darksided, and I've got to say they probably expect this.
They certainly would be expecting, as Jack Daddy will be holding a nice angle and getting a double kill on both Circular and Distance from the White Stairs, as Jack Dad and Cutie have been the two big playmakers during this round, and played it very nicely and very conservatively during their hold.
Yeah, nice stuff from them. VSDS not losing a single member there in round number 1. So awesome stuff from them. We're now going to have RPM on the defense, and I would expect them to also go upstairs to Armory Lockers and obviously Archives.
Obviously.
But who knows? Knowing RPM, I've got a feeling they might try Cheese Rat. Maybe not. Cast this curse, everyone. They will be going to Armory Lockers and Archives.
In before, RPM goes 5-1 and then beats Darkside 2-0. That would be an upset of like invitational levels. Like that will be that would be the same as like how everyone predicted when Mindfreak were versing Team Liquid. But they expected that Team Liquid would bulldoze Mindfreak, and on the contrary, you see Mindfreak win over Liquid, and that was people were, well, the fanboys were of course upset, but the analytics were just going absolutely nuts.
Yeah, certainly. We see here barbed wire going down for RPM. Surprisingly, they're pretty slow to this setup. They're taking their time, that's for sure. Distance might be going for a run out here below. Nope, he's just going to be chilling down here. I thought he might have been doing the valley run out, in which case would not have worked for him. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, the setup seems to be finally starting to finish up here for RPM.
Certainly is, and it does look like something a bit refreshing, to say at the very least, from RPM, as they decide to not follow the full-on reinforcements meta, and they do open one of the halves of the fountain. And as for distance, I do believe he will be just going for a very sneaky roam from above. And how did these shots not connect with the with Smoke's head? I'm confused. Sky, explain. Please explain.
I'm not too sure either. It looks like a headshot to me, but oh well. Sometimes stuff like that happens. This is Siege after all.
This is Siege indeed.
Moving forward here, it looks like VSDS will be draining out officers, and it looks like they will be pushing from the eastern side of the map here. They are going to spot Smoke out, and if they get a good crossfire, they should be able to lock him in and not let him cross here.
It's either crossfire or just a very well placed
A really nice grenade.
Yeah, will be the case for Fletch, as that grenade will be doing just what they needed. And ooh, the Valkyrie will be spotted as well, as Fletch will be picking up another kill with Warden, getting a kill on distance as well while playing as Zafia. Now 2v5, and it looks like the dark-sided train will not have any breaks.
Habana's charges going off on the mirror as well. That's not at all going to be good. Once this mirror pops, then it's going to completely reveal Big Mode. Or not so much, but it's going to put him into a not great position. And now that he's tap firing, they all know where he is. It's a 5v1, ladies and gentlemen, and he gets taken down by Cutie. It is round 2, and VSDS members are yet to die. Yeah,
that is a second in a row flawless round for Darksided, and it certainly does look like they yet to even get downed. But yeah, RPM certainly do seem on a level lower compared to the Darksided, but I'd still would love to see a solid effort to come out from that team, as they have been playing within CG. They have been showing some good potentials. They have been picking up some of the players who were performing quite well, especially Big Mode, who used to be part of the Mode clan. And let's have a look at the scores. We are seeing pretty much everyone within Darksided except for Spaz on board with the kills, and Spaz just I guess savoring that sweet piece of donut. But a defense on servers and ventilation room. This is certainly yet another default plan, and Sky, familiarize ourselves with how can the match go for the defenders as well as for the attackers.
Yeah, look, it really depends here for RPM. Looking at what they've got, they're either going to obviously push upstairs and try get that control, or they may push from the eastern side into Tellers and try and get control from there, and then obviously get into bathroom, or at least thermite that bathroom wall, plant that way. Who knows? By the looks of it, they might be pushing upstairs here, or maybe not. We do see a large chunk of them over there. Time will tell, but for the attackers, I think it goes without saying that VSDS have the better gunplay here, so as long as they hold their angles and don't get too cocky, they should be fine.
Definitely, and for RPM, for them to win even a singular firefight, they do need the number advantage as well, as the gunplay is certainly not in their favor at this very moment. And Darksided seem to be much more confident and much more just ready for whatever RPM has ready for them, compared to how Mindfreak versus Tahoot went.
Yeah, Mindfreak versus Tahoot was a very close matchup, and this already is looking to be quite the opposite, but obviously it's a little bit earlier to call the whole game. We see Jack Daddy below here He should be able to get the feet here. He's going to get the feet of the Thermite, no less. It's not the sole hard breacher. They do have a Hibana on hand, but certainly not what RPM want.
Attackers recovered the
Definitely not what they would want, and Big Mode unfortunately missing the shots onto a static camera with that deagle. Pardon me for that sudden movement of the microphone, but nonetheless, RPM will now try to regroup and try to sort out a new plan of their attack, with now using just Hibana for that push, with Distance and Circular, who will be making their way downtown on the second floor. And let's see if they will be able to flush out the two Romas that are upstairs. This very moment, all that Darksided need to do is just to play it as safe as possible for them, with Jack Daddy making the big plays.
Yeah, they've got a really nice crossbar here, Jack Daddy and Warden, so if they hold this, they should be right. 2 ADSs as well, which is going to make throwing grenades at them close to impossible. The yellow goes off, and it's going to affect Fletch as well. In the meantime, we actually say, I think once I Dockerby creep on in to admin office.
Definitely that, and ooh, I do believe that Dockerby actually managed to drop in, and wow, what a crossfire. Managed to score the double kill for the Darksided members, and just like that, it's a 2v5.
Yeah, that's for sure. 2 people left, 2v5. Ooh, the pre-fire into the mirror. That's going to be Big Mode claiming the first kill for RPM in this matchup. Nice stuff from him. Polywolf claims the second on a Spaz. Is this going to be doable? He does get taken down by Jack Daddy. It's all up to Big Mode. He's going to stick the plant, which is probably the right idea at this stage. He gets it down, but a quick kill from Fletch will take him down, and that will be round number 3 over to VSDS.
Indeed it is, and so far 3-0 advantage, and only on round 3, I believe that was 1 or 2 of Darksided members going down, but that did not stop the Darksided train just yet.
Certainly, I was going to say for a little bit, if VSDS won that round without losing anyone again, that would be very scary for RPM, not having a kill in the first 3 rounds. But that's not how it's going to turn out in the end.
Certainly. Now we'll be seeing yet another defense from RPM. This time they will be picking up Frost and still staying on Vigil from Milk Miner. And
defenders
yes.
protect your bombs from being used by attackers.
The Frost plays are quite rare, to be honest, within this current meta, even though the current meta does dictate a whole lot of traps, but Frost mats seem to be like the old Capcans. They quite easy to spot, and only the ones that don't really watch out for them and go for the rushes are the ones that get caught in them. So Frost is not exactly the best pick, but it's certainly not the worst. Like, I mean, you could have just gone for a throw with Tachanka, but
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, that is a fair enough assumption. These Frost mats are being placed by Polywolf, so who knows, at least RPM are trying something different, and because it isn't seen much in the meta, it may catch VSDS off, but obviously time will tell.
yep. Now, with VSDS, they will be now attempting to go for the Archives push, what seems like. And Fletch will be the very first person to pop open that doorway and try to get some of the pre-fires. But there's nobody remotely close to that doorway, but Cutie will be actually securing the first kill onto Ella, which is being played by Distance. And that is actually a big pick. Onto, well, for Darksided, as they managed to get rid of Ella, one of the main aggressors. Fletch manages to find the Milk Miner, who was playing on Vigil, and I don't think Fletch still just knows just yet that there is a Frost. He could get caught off guard. Yep, he will get caught off guard by Polywolf, who will now be going for an aggressive peek out into the fountain, and he will get droned out by Jack Daddy, missing unfortunately the shots onto the drone now, forcing to hold an angle. Ooh, nearly hits the shot, but Warden's ADS is much faster. Cutie finds another head onto Circular, and all up to Big Mode to clutch this up, who will try to Kobe it, but Jack Daddy is just fast. I mean, too fast, too furious, and will be taking him down with the Bearing 9 SMG.
The SDS are running through RPM at the moment. There is no slowing them down. There's been 3 kills in this matchup for RPM. That's it. Yeah, VSDS are just proving how dominant they are in this matchup.
Certainly they are. And it does look like this could be potentially a 5-0 with how Darksided have been playing so far. And we might be seeing the next map being Consulate pretty soon. Let's have a look at the scores. Spaz is still sitting on 0 kills, whereas Fletch, I believe that was sitting on 6 kills and top fragging for his team.
Attackers need to locate.
Yeah, really nice stuff from him, and it's good to see that even though VSDS have such a big lead that they aren't just throwing and going all recruits, it's good to see professionalism here in the ANZ Cup.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we have the drones here in CCTV. They're going to be droning out the site. We are going to see a very similar CCTV hold here from VSDS. It does look like Big Mode has seemed to have caught onto this. I'd really like to see RPM position these drones around balcony to really ensure that they don't get run out on, because that's not really what they're going to want here. Being run out on, it could be a very big burden for them.
That certainly is, and if they won't be careful with those runouts, that would cost them the precious player resources, which at this point is crucial with every single kill. And for RPM to come back and win this is, well, quite a slim chance, but still a chance nonetheless. And let's see whether Darksider will get cocky and go for a bit, try to make it slightly more interesting, or they will just go for a merciless shutdown and move on into the next map and finish the series off.
Possibly. We might not finish the series off in the next map. There is a 3rd map. Who knows? RPM could do the unthinkable and somehow come back. But obviously time will tell. We've still got 2 people in CCTV. Cutie on the default armory main wall mirror. I really like for RPM to read into this and realise there is no mirror on the eastern side of the map for archives. And
we have seen Spaz
possibly push that side. He is literally breakdancing.
Breakdancing on the floor, and that was quite a disco dance and assistance from our wonderful spectator Monkeyfest. Distance.
Yeah, shout out to Monkey.
Shout out to Monkey indeed, as he is doing a majestic work with the spectating. Fletch meanwhile picks up the very first blood within this round onto Thatcher, and that is one of the actually big utilities gone. Spaz is still assisting with that drone and just peeking out quickly. Jack Daddy picks up yet another kill on Circular. That's minus Dokkaebi as well, and that is another kill as well onto Big Mode. 2 players left as Flash just goes for a merciless run out, taking out Milk Miner and all up to distance to try to clutch this up against 5 members of Darksided, and it doesn't look like it will be the case. The drop down will be coming out from Cutie out of all the people with 3 armor operator, and GG's and GH's will be coming out from both teams, as we will be moving to a next map being Consulate with a flawless victory of 5-0.
Consulate, yeah, will be the next map here for VSDS. Nice stuff from them. So dominant. I think RPM only got 3 kills in that entire matchup. Let's have a look.
That
yeah,
was
3
kills, and 2 of them by Polywolf and 1 by Big Mode. And Jack Daddy has been playing quite well as Flash and Cutie, and Warden just falling back short with 4 kills. And Spaz still sitting
still on the donut, yeah.
Still on the donut, but that wouldn't even matter for them, as that performance was very well done. Now we will be moving on to Consulate. Tell us about it, Sky.
Consulate, again, it's really just against RPM here, I feel. I feel VSDS are going to have decent enough knowledge on pretty much every map. Yeah, so it's really up to RPM. As I said before, they're not the most competitive team at the moment, but Circular is open about trying to change that. So yeah, it would be interesting to see sort of, I guess, the knowledge that they have on this map. If RPM do have knowledge on this map, I see it being a possibility. If not, I feel we might see a very similar result, but we are getting into it right now.
Yes, certainly we are, and we will be seeing RPM going on offense first round, and Darksided on defense, as they have decided to go for a defense first round, and this will be a console office, obviously, as it's quite a popular pick within the competitive Rainbow Six.
Indeed. We will see VSDS starting off on the defense, which I'd say is more in favor of them. Generally, I don't know, for me, I feel like defending, I prefer defending, just because it's not like you have to do much sometimes, so it depends on what you're doing, right? A lot of the time,
Yeah.
just for your standard anchor, you set up and then you just sit and hold the spot for the whole time. You don't need to be like attacking and droning and moving up and watching your behind. You just sit there and hold the spot. Roamers, it's a little bit more intensive, but I'd still call roaming on defense a bit easier than attacking, in my opinion.
I would have to agree with you on that one, and certainly on this spot, I would, to be honest, still say that maybe one or two man roaming downstairs, maybe ground floor, maybe even the basement, could work out quite well for Darksided, but we'll find that out very soon, actually, with 5 seconds just left for the prep phase and moving into the action phase, and see how this will be working out for DSDS as well as RPM.
Certainly, it's good to see that RPM are trying to be very aware of the possibility of spawn peaks at the moment, as it's certainly something that I could see VSDS doing. They aren't going to do it this round, however. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what RPM have got.
Certainly, and Fletch will be actually with Warden, expecting the push onto the admin, as it is quite a common way to approach the upstairs push, and Big Mode is still on the Blackbeard, and RPM seeming not to just even attempt to try to switch up the operators. Polywolf will lose, unfortunately, his drone, and I do believe that was one of the 3 drones, so there's still hope for him. Otherwise, Big Mode will be trying to contest the north windows into the console's office, where I believe that was Valkyrie. Fletch misses his C4, but will be able to get the best of a distance in the firefight, making it a 5-4 with only a minute passed in through the round.
Circular, though, is going to get a kill under Fletch. This is the first time we've seen a trade come out so quickly to even it out, so things already looking better here for RPM, and Circular's doing something really smart, looking for the roamers. You don't want to get too caught up in what you're doing. Oh no, Milk Miner. Oh no. Oh, that could have been bad.
Yeah, Milk Miner nearly saw his demise in his own grenade, but he managed to back out of there as quickly as possible. With, I do believe Circular will be now rappelling down to pick up the diffuser, and ooh, the pre-fire just not at the right spot. Miner just not at the right spot, and nobody will be there, but still, alas, a pre-fire is a pre-fire, and Big Mo will be now prompting to go for a push into the... What happened there? What happened to Polywolf?
Maybe he fell off the map, something, it's possible, but maybe he just got shot down. I don't know, we might never know. Big Mode has made his way into bathroom, however, so we'll see how much damage he is going to be able to deal from here. Oh, he almost wallbangs the person in connector. I think that's Spaz. That was almost a really nice shot from him.
That certainly was a good shot, but just not enough to take him down. Meanwhile, Circular picks up another kill onto Warden, who was holding an angle in the admin, and Milk Miner will be finally picking up one of his down teammates, but Cutie will be taking out Circular straight away, and 10 seconds on the clock. RPM need to do something, but Spaz will be trying to sort it out, and wow. Double kill from Spaz and a finisher from Jack Daddy on his Ella, as he will be able to secure Darksided yet another winner in the round with round number 2 now moving on, with Darksided moving to offense.
Yeah, nice stuff there from VSDS cleaning up there. In the end, it looked a little bit scary at the start for them, but they did bring it back towards the end. We will now have RPM on the defense, and they will be defending Garage and Cafeteria.
Yeah, Garage and Cafeteria have been an interesting pick within Consulate, as it is still kind of not that much of a popular pick, but it is nonetheless a pick that is slowly creeping back up from the old meta, and as well as a pick of Doc for this one. So I am seeing the old meta coming back in, and let's see if the newer operators will be able to change that soon. I'm actually very excited for the season to come out. I believe it will be next week, maybe.
No, the next season will come out March 6th, but if you want to play it, it is on the TTS right now.
Certainly is. And let's see how RPM will be able to handle the first defense on Consulate. I'm quite curious on how will be the outcome, whether Darksider will continue their bulldozer of just pure pain, or will RPM be able to recover it with at least one round.
This might be a sort of push here from VSDS, like a really fast push. The door's been open for them. I'm not sure what happened there. Oop, a little bit of lag. But we are back, and they might just open the hatch here and push from behind. That does look to be the case here.
Yeah, certainly, and Fletch is already rolling in. It does seem like just a full-on rush by Darksided, as we are memeing it. We are rolling in, and Fletch will just go ahead with Spaz now being the big playmaker for this round. He does rush in, finds a Milk Miner, and clears out the Cafeteria, and now runs it into the security office, gets another kill, but Polywolf will be able to prevent Spaz from going any farther. Now making it a 3v4 in favor of Darksided, as the plan did go down. Now all up to the 3 players of RPM to clutch this up. Polywolf tries to get into a firefight as well, with Big Mo getting tagged out pretty heavily, and he will get taken down simultaneously, as Sir Killer and Polywolf will be going down last from Fletch's hands.
Nice stuff there from BSDS. Some people might say that was just like a disrespect play, or they weren't respecting him, they just pushed them. But it was pretty well thought out in my opinion. They saw the doors open, they saw they didn't have the reinforced now hatch, they saw there weren't people watching that, and they just went for it.
Yeah, that was a fully calculated approach, and it worked out really well, with Spaz securing the 2 kills with that Ying rush, which should not have worked out, to be honest, with how RPM held their angles. But nonetheless, we will be seeing a lobby and press room hold now from VSDS, and a pick of Rook and Doc. So over and as well there's Mira. So 3 armor operators.
And they're defending lobby as well, which is for some people might say a bit strange, but it has been seen, especially at the Invitational, lobby here on Cafe has been seen increasingly more. It used to not be seen that much, but it is these days a decent amount. Also, that's what I like about this map. All sites are viable, and that's what Ubisoft said they were doing with their new map buffs, is about trying to make a lot more sites viable. They said they want 4 sites viable, and you were with me on the podcast when we talked to Enzo. He said even just 3 sites would be fine, and I completely agree.
Yeah, certainly, and Consulate is one of those really fairly balanced maps, sites-wise, and it should be quite interesting. Ooh, Fletch just about to be able to pick up a spawn kill with a Rook P90. Now that's a true way of BMing. He misses most of the shots, but manages to tap it at the end onto poor Big Mode, who just didn't stand a single chance. Poor guy just didn't know what was coming for him. He just went for the prone, and that was
Defender has left the designated staging area.
Yeah, unfortunate. Bit of a potato with the P90, but in the end he's like, okay, let me just stop shooting for like half a second and aim it up, and take
let me
the
actually
calculated shot.
Nonetheless, yeah, Fletch's rampage is continuing as he gets a kill on distance as well, and picks up a double kill. Goes for even a further pick out as he gets spotted by the drone as well, but that just, yeah, he manages to slip out from RPM's hands that quickly and that easily.
Not only that, he's taken both of their hard breaches with him.
Yeah, he's taken both of their hard breaches and did not take a single hit. Now that's supposed to say something. Polywolf, meanwhile, manages to finally find Fletch, just as I was about to say that he manages to get out with full health. That health just drops to 1 health. I mean, to 0. Cutie manages to pick up a kill onto Milk Miner, and Polywolf secures a second kill onto Cutie, trading him out straight away, making it a 2-3 now.
Oh, nice kill there from Warden.
Yeah,
and
Warden.
it will all be up to Polly if he could possibly, who knows, maybe Polly and, maybe Thatcher and Doc can be friends and he can get some health back, but, Jack doesn't like the idea of that as he takes him down, and that will be currently 3-0 up for VSDS and 8-0 up in, the best of 3 series.
It certainly is. And it is not looking good for RPM if they would continue. They do seem to pick up the slack just a slight bit. They managed to get kills here and there. It's a much better performance compared to Border, but at the same time, like some of those runs, and some of the peaks that Darksider have been pulling on them should not have worked out, to be honest.
Yeah, certainly. 5 seconds here, it looks like RPM are going to be defending console office and meeting room, which is the upstairs site. We'll see how successful they are going to be at that, as they previously defended downstairs and got absolutely annihilated as they got rushed.
Yeah, and I'm quite questioning, I'd say, at the pick of Rook onto the upstairs, but at the same time, it is Rook's utility is always quite useful when the players are going for those body shots. But at the same time, with this level of skill, I doubt that there's going to be a whole lot of those body shots.
Yeah, certainly. Interesting hold here from RPM, that's for sure. They're like setting up all where you'd expect to see mirrors, but they don't have a mirror.
Yeah, it does look like they are trying to throw off maybe the pub strats that the VSDS have been pulling recently, and I'm quite curious. Never mind, Fletcher will be just shutting down poor Circular, who tries to go for a retaliating spawn peek, which will be the bane of him. And yeah, that is the first kill within the first maybe 20 seconds, and Fletch just visually decides to whiff that grenade, but that's not an issue for him. But I don't think he spots Distance over there. Distance, come on. Distance just saw Buck with that pixel peek, and I think Buck now knows the grenade will be coming out. There's that pre-cooked grenade, and Distance will be downed and fully executed by Fletch. Next up is Big Bone, who will be trying to go for the spawn peek, but oh my goodness, that spray was not what was supposed to happen, and Spaz will be giving him out the shoe to the head. Shutting down Elysian, making it a 2v5 situation.
Yeah, it was a bit of potato there from the run out. It's all going to be up to Milk Miner and Polywolf at the moment in a 2v5. The bomb is probably going home at the moment. Yep, bomb's gone down. I don't see this round being winnable. We will see a match point here for VSDS.
Definitely. And it looks like both Milk Miner and Polywolf are locked out from the plant, and the diffuser plant will be going down quite easily, allowing Darksider just waltz in into the plant with the end setup, as well as the set up the crossfire. The attempt will be happening from Milk Miner, but Cutie and Fletch will be simultaneously picking up a kill each, and just continuing with the bulldozing. They will be continuing with that, and 9 rounds in a row. RPM, please do something.
Yeah, RPM not doing too great at the moment, but as I said at the start, you know, they're more about just being inclusive. They're not so much a competitive team at the moment, but as I said, they're looking to change that. Fletch going mad at the moment on the top of the leaderboard.
Absolutely a nutty player with all of the P90 peaks, and we are seeing now Vigil coming out from Warden. I would imagine that will be the meme cannon as well.
Defenders protect
And
being defused by attackers.
yeah, and let's see how this round will be coming out. RPM has certainly been seeing a better days, but at the same time, that is they are truly a one of those clans that are a great part of the community. They have been showing a great amount of support towards the game and towards our region, and they certainly do have the potential. They did show that if they get their wits together, they can answer, they can retaliate, but maybe not just yet.
Yeah, and again, teams like RPM actually have gotten a lot of hate. Oh my god, Warden, please.
Why?
Teams like RPM have gotten a bit of hate for being in this tournament because people try to say that, you know, they're not good enough or whatever, but I say, why not? Why wouldn't they be in the tournament? They're one of the teams that have been in the scene for... They've been in the scene for a while,
Oh
right?
my goodness,
oh my
Warden.
god. As I'm talking about this, Warden is just annihilating them, but, like, they're such nice guys. They're so good to the community. They've been in the community for a while. They're supportive. They're not toxic. They're just amazing guys, and I think that they should be in tournaments like this 100% of the time. I think that it's great to see teams like this in the tournament.
It's great to see them indeed, and as we are talking about that, Distance is the last person left, and GG's will be coming out as Darksided score a 10-0 win against RPM. Unfortunately for RPM, that will be their loss, and this will be finishing up our match day as well. Still a solid effort.
MatchDay 6.
MatchDay 6, yeah, fully done and dusted. Still a solid effort from RPM. They still showed that they not fully unable to do anything. Polywolf was still showing quite some good potential, and Fletch on 11 kills, very well done. I'm kinda sad how this whole matchup came around, but at the same time, I'm happy that RPM did get the chance at this cup. They did get invited. They managed to get that competitive experience rather than just being full-on excluded because people would say no, they wouldn't be up to par with the skill.
Yeah, and I just got a comment in chat that I want to sort of point out. Someone said the casters are being rude to poor RPM. I disagree. I'm trying to give them as much support as possible, but at the end of the day, it's quite obvious that VSDS are the superior team. And I'm trying to emphasize that, you know, RPM are a great asset to this community.
That is indeed, and that will be summing up our playday today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for joining us on this channel. Make sure to check in on R6ANZ 2 for some more coverage of the playday, as I do believe more matches are still going through. My name is The Russian Cthulhu. I'm joined by Sky and Monkey Fist being our wonderful spectator.
Yep, that's right, guys. But just quickly before we wrap it up, we'll plug the tournament happening this weekend. The Pro League qualifiers, actually.
That is true.
Will be taking place this weekend. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We'll have streams across multiple channels, obviously run by the awesome dudes at ANZ, and all of the cool casters. So make sure you guys tune into that, as well as the final, I guess, play day of the ANZ Cup will be next Wednesday, and the finals will be casted, and I think that date is to be announced. I'm not sure if that's public yet,
Yeah,
but
that is yet
I'm
to
sure
be announced.
Yep, to be announced. So make sure you guys keep an eye on social media for that. And yep, I've been Sky, joined by Russian Cthulhu. Thanks for tuning in.
See you later.
taken by the words that you say. The voice that carries them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Let me show you all the way. Let me show you all the ways. Oh, let me show you all the ways. Yeah, let me show you all the ways. Oh. I have been taken by the words that you say. The voice that carries them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be?